these 8 gentlemen?
Well, they're very, very close statistically in all of the areas. The leads, there's a little bit of an advantage for sure for New Brunswick, but I look to the skips. We've seen the razzle-dazzle of Dacey, and we have seen R.Howard produce some huge numbers over the years. This is the show that the skips will rule.
And New Brunswick fires red stones, Nova Scotia yellow. We're underway.
78.
Easy. Top 8. Fight the 4. Fight of the 4. Hard. Hard. Good. Good, good, good. Nice judge, guys.
Here's Grant Oda's shot. Wonderful week again. No stranger to Brier competition, playing in his 7th.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, guys. Whoa, whoa. Let her bend.
Looking for that corner guard spot.
Let's check out the ice times now, brought to you by Karcher. You'll look for things to clean.
In the morning, we often see that 14.5, even 15 will be good enough on draws. Saw that the ice was a little bit straighter yesterday, and straighter means faster because the rock doesn't have to curl horizontally as much.
Yep! Hard! Hard! Hard all the way!
Yep.
Hard all the way! Hard all the way! Come on!
Yep.
Come on! Right up! Right up! Okay,
One ice fact from New Brunswick skipper Russ Howard this morning. It is superb.
It's a pretty long guard, isn't it?
That's how he described the conditions on this sheet in particular this morning, but all week long. So
Not a lot of complaints from any of the curlers. They have consistency, and if there's one thing that curlers seek, it is consistency in terms of draw weight and knowing where to put the broom, and they have been given that by 2 great ice makers, Hans Woodrick and Eric Monfort.
Still high. High. Whoa.
Whoa!
Yep. Yep. Might move a bit, Robbie.
Rob Harris
Whoa!
in his 2nd Brier.
Whoa!
Halifax native.
Whoa!
Seen Rob in the stands over the years. His wife is Lainey Peters, who was played 5th for Colleen Jones, and in fact was a member of the winning Nova Scotian team this year.
Yes. And I threw just out here and ended to the corner.
Center line should be fine here.
Great.
I threw one here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Steady, as always, Mark Lecoq, 2nd team
Hard
All-Star in
line,
Halifax
hard line.
at the last Brier.
And he struggled a little bit this week, John, not with percentages, but with illness. Managed to stay tough. I think that for most of these players, you come to a Brier and you have to be pretty darn sick to want to take yourself out of a game.
Hard. Hard. Well. Shot mark.
Russ taking a few chances in this first stand. He does have last rock. You can see that that red stone is in fact shot, and that's why Mark Dacey wants it gone.
Out.
Second stone for Nova Scotia's 2nd, Rob Harris.
Yep. Hard. Whoa. Hard. Whoa. Right on. You're fine.
Shot.
And the shooter rolls to the back of the 4.
Wide open for the team from New Brunswick.
Hack! Hey! 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 Whoa!
Open for Mark Lecoq. And not much of a roll after that.
Sorry.
Wouldn't have minded that to just slide over behind that long guard just a little bit, but it's open too.
Well, and the biggest reason for that, John, is it gives the Dacey team a chance to hit and roll. And they would actually like to roll behind more than just the center guard, because that allows the freeze very easily for the R.Howard team.
Bumper down.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Close,
Bruce Lonis made some great shots in that Brier final last year.
Yep, hard.
Great asset.
Yep,
Playing in his 5th.
hard, hard! Right up, rolling hard.
Lonis shot. And no roll in the right direction, at least. More to the open side.
The elusive roll first thing in the morning. Both skips needing to test out the ice, find out exactly where to put the broom for that roll. Talked about the great numbers by the New Brunswick team.
Whoa! Whoa!
James Grattan right at the top of the leaderboard, tied with Randy
Down a
Furby
Whoa!
at 86%. Some huge
Nice
numbers
Whoa!
by a third over the course of a week, John.
He was a second-team All-Star in Halifax a year ago as well. A little roll, not enough. Completely visible down the center line, as you see.
Hack.
Talked about the adjustments necessary sometimes. Mark Dacey not taking very much ice at all. They're throwing
Same.
hack
Straight
weight at the
Same way.
stone. We're seeing with any weight,
Straight
the
off.
rocks are running a little straighter.
Whoa!
Right off.
Keep an eye on the ice this morning.
Off! Off! Right off.
Yep.
Wow.
Changing weather in Saskatoon this week has
It
been
has.
a bit of a challenge for the ice makers. But as you said a few moments ago, really no complaints about the conditions of Brier ice here in Saskatoon.
Okay, shot.
Has Prairies hit with a snowstorm yesterday.
Oh, that's good ice. You need more ice.
And the weather a little more severe farther to the south.
Weights there.
Sounds like I'm shoveling when I go home.
Line's
Surprise,
fine.
surprise, it's been a little nippy in
Whoa.
Winnipeg this week, too.
Whoa! All line. Line's good.
Once
Whoa,
again,
heavy,
looking for the
heavy.
freeze
Whoa.
on the stone in the back of the house
Whoa,
belonging to
do
Nova
it.
Scotia.
Hack. Hack.
Talked to Russ before the game about
Whoa,
his
just
games
bumping.
this year with Mark Dacey. How did they do? So they hadn't met very many times, and they felt that they probably had won as many as they'd lost. So there wasn't a lot of advantage to either team.
Throw, James.
Huh?
Nice throw.
Drive. Oh, you had the first one.
Oh, that looked like I had it the whole way. Just a matter of whether we're going to
I
screw
was
it up
trying
or
to
not.
keep it straight so you weren't in the hole with the intern.
Yeah, yeah.
Talking about the
Yeah,
roll that they
that's
did
not
not
bad.
quite get.
Shoot.
We've heard that Howard growl over 13 Briers now.
Good foot. Straight peel. It's good foot between them.
His voice
Yours
is
came
in
up a little bit, hey, Rob?
midweek form.
Mark Dacey also a little bit raspy. The huge crowds that we have had in this building, particularly later in the day, means lots of screaming from the skips to make sure that their players can hear them. And that does wear you down by the course of a week.
Yep, hard. Whoa.
Mark Dacey,
Yep,
fourth
yep. Real hard.
among skips here.
Hard.
But the leader on the standings
Wayne,
board heading into
Wayne.
the final day with a record of 8-1. Tied with Alberta, but by virtue of the victory over Furby yesterday, Dacey is sitting technically in top spot.
Well, he is, and that's huge because if they get to the 1-2 game and the things remain as they do, John, it's last rock. And that could be a nice start.
Yeah, like this, eh?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah, what do you got? $29. Wait only. Flight.
Talking to Russ before the game, he's tied first amongst all skips. Said to him, do you ever get tired of this game? And he said, as long as I can play and feel competitive, I will play. And top of the leaderboard for skips, John. He can play.
He can play. 7 wins in 9 games.
Come on. That's shot. Yep.
And that brings Howard's record Brier win total to 107 coming into this championship. His 13th.
Much, but thought it was a little much.
100 wins. As he arrived in Saskatoon, he's added 7 more. And back to the last Brier in Saskatoon in 2000. Howard made the final to lose to Greg McCauley.
Control, Lee.
Yep.
Nose hits.
Looking for the nose. That would force Russ Howard to make a play at the stone at the back of the house to the wings.
Yep. Forward one.
Whoa. Control.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Control.
Whoa.
Clean.
Whoa. Whoa. Ah.
Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Right off.
You're fine. You're fine. What?
And so 2 yellow stones
And in that
belonging to Nova Scotia are there, and that'll force Howard to make a play, as you say.
You were here on that one. Shot.
lots of experience behind Russ Howard, and in the conversation this morning, he said, you know, it's not about being at the Brier, it's about doing well. And look at the early years. He had some great runs, not only when he won, but even when he didn't. But look at the latter years. Those are not bad records by any stretch of the imagination. And this year, he is definitely in playoff contention. This is a man who is far from done at the Brier.
And no mistake, when Howard has made it to the World Championship, he is perfect at the Worlds after winning the national title here.
Draw.
Well, an interesting change from the hack.
Final stone to come for New Brunswick's Russ Howard.
Talked about Mark Dacey nosing that top stone. That meant the hit at the back of the house. Very difficult to stick those early on in the game, and that's why Russ Howard electing to play the draw.
Hard! Hard! Hard line! Hard, guys!
Wait.
Hard! You gotta go!
Odisha
Wait there.
and
Wait there.
Lecoq
Gotta go!
being encouraged.
Whoa. Yep, yep.
No, it's fine.
Yep.
It's fine.
That will be good enough as Howard faces two and draws for one. Mark Dacey has the hammer as we head to the second end here on the last day of the round robin in Saskatoon.
Ever notice the way guys love to use their Karcher? Is it because of Karcher's German engineering, incredible features, exceptional styling? It's because Karcher really cleans. Karcher invented the first household pressure washer and sells more of them worldwide than anybody else. Karcher is also the world leader in commercial and industrial cleaning equipment. Everyone loves their Karcher. Can you blame them? Trust Karcher. You'll look for things to clean.
The new phones from Nokia, the world's #1 maker of wireless phones. They put a new spin on everything you do. Nokia, connecting people.
Here's a great new gift idea for all hockey fans. The NHL Hockey Hero CD. It sounds like a Stanley Cup radio broadcast, except the star player's anyone you choose. Holy Mackinac, the Leafs win the Stanley Cup as rookie sensation Robbie Tevlin has just scored one of the greatest goals in NHL history. You get your personalized NHL Hockey Hero CD and mini poster with greeting card, all for $29.95. Hear more and order yours today at NHLHockeyHero.com.
It's going to be the biggest curling event ever held anywhere in the world. The 2005 Brier in Edmonton. In celebration of Alberta's centennial year, we invite curling fans from coast to coast, and especially those whose family roots are deep in Alberta, to be there for the draw of the century. The 2005 Brier in Edmonton, the largest 9-day gathering of sports fans that you might ever see. Reserve your place in history now.
Back in the Sports Center newsroom, I'm Rod Smith. Vancouver Canucks forward Todd Bertuzzi has been suspended for the rest of the regular season and the Stanley Cup playoffs. The NHL made the announcement official a short time ago.
His eligibility for the 2004-2005 NHL season will be determined by Commissioner Bettman prior to the start of training camp. Under the collective bargaining agreement and based on Mr. Bertuzzi's annual average salary, Bertuzzi will forfeit at least $501,926. This amount will be paid to the league by the club into the Players Emergency Assistance Fund. As well, the Vancouver Canucks organization has been fined $250,000.
Bertuzzi gone for the rest of the season, including the playoffs. We'll have more reaction from around the league later today. Now let's send you back to the Brier in Saskatoon.
And welcome back to Sask Place in Saskatoon. First updates of the morning as we watch all the sheets here on the final day of the round robin. This is Ontario fighting for a playoff spot and hoping right now. Mike Harris of Ontario against the Yukon Northwest Territories. Facing one, and there's a chance for a bundle here.
Well, it can get 4, John, if this rock curls a little bit more, but you can see that it hangs out. Just jams on the back, but it's still good enough for a field goal.
So Harris fighting for a playoff spot. He needs to win, and he needs a little bit
of help. He does.
Over on sheet C, it is Daniel Lafleur of Quebec against Brad Gouchou. At 7-2 from Newfoundland and Labrador, Gouchou is in pretty good shape to be around for the playoffs. Quebec has the opportunity here, though, in one, lying one, and a draw for more.
Well, it's a draw for 2, and this is one of the games where Mike Harris needs some help. He needs Quebec to bring Newfoundland and Labrador back to the field, and it is a draw for 2, but you can see that the line just is not there on this shot, and so it will be only 1 for Quebec.
We'll mark that down, a 1-0 advantage there. Ontario gets 3, and we're back to the feature match here. And before we do that, Manitoba struggling again this morning. Prince Edward Island
like
with a 3-1 and a 3-0 advantage. Scotia, I'm sure you'll be able to explain that as we go along this morning.
All there.
It has been a struggle for the Brent Scales team. There's no question about that, John. They are a very good team, but like many who come to the Brier for the very first time, it's a learning process.
And overwhelming, too.
And it is. Huge crowds and incredible ice conditions, but that makes everything possible, and sometimes you think you're invincible.
An interesting changing of the guard at the Brier in recent times, though. And again this year, Alberta, the only prairie team or the only western team in the top 4 as we head into this final day. Nova Scotia, Newfoundland and Labrador, and New Brunswick rounding out the field.
It is Atlantic that is very strong.
Never. Roll it, Grant.
It has been a struggle for the home province this week again. Bruce Cordy of Saskatoon, 3 wins and 6 losses, and well out of contention a couple of days ago, or at least yesterday for sure. But so it's been a tough road for the Saskatchewan curlers here as well.
Whoa! 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 Close! Yep! Yep! Hard! Hard! Right up! Good.
One rock in the house, one just in front. As Mark Lecoq winds up.
Same rate. All right. Whoa, whoa.
Those are the two rocks in play as we look at it from the overview right now. A reminder that David Caruso stars in CSI Miami on a special day tomorrow at 10, 9 Central on CTV.
Two guards in front of the house and tight to the house. Mark Dacey electing to utilize one of those stones and get behind. He does have last rock, and so can't afford to take chances.
Whoa, it's heavy, Rob. Yep. No.
A little nudge,
No, they were saying
little
that.
rub, and that'll remain fully in the open.
That's the big finish that we talk about during reading the ice. When the weight comes off, the rocks really, really break hard, and it's the anticipation required. As a result, Russ Howard does have the wide open hit now.
Control.
James Grattan.
Whoa. Oh. Hard. Whoa. Yeah. Hard. Whoa. Hey.
Solid brush.
Hey.
And a nifty
Nice
little
roll.
Yes, indeed.
God, James. Throw Peel.
Two options, throwing Peel at it. If it over curls, he can run it straight back. At a minimum, makes the top one go away.
Close. Whoa. 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 Yeah.
Bruce Lonas after this.
Whoa.
It's a great shot, nicely run
Terrific.
back. And you know, John, one of the reasons that those straight backs are there and why Mark Dacey loves the ice is because Hans Woodsrick always, and there he is, ensures that the ice will run straight with the big weight. And that's when you see the big shots, when you can put the broom right in the middle of the rock and throw it. That's exactly what happened here. Nicely done.
Hard. 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 Real hard.
Empty house.
Hard. All right. On. Yep.
And a little more open in front. Those two New Brunswick Reds.
A good throw by James. That Yellowstone belonging to Nova Scotia just too tight to the house for Russ to leave.
Yeah. First one didn't. It's a little this way, don't you? Yeah. Although that one came over on the water, so injured, so it's always going sideways.
Got a lot of room.
67.
Whoa. Line's good.
Back four.
Close.
Nova Scotia with the hammer in two, the second from third.
Hard.
Bruce Lonas.
Hard. You gotta go hard.
Gotta go.
Hard.
Still got it hurt.
Hard. Hard.
Read up.
Hard. Whoa.
Just squeaks by that guard. What a nice shot. Great brushing by the front end first thing in the morning.
Tucked in there. Fighting the four on sheet D. Ontario against the Territories. Ontario opened with 3, and here's the opportunity for Brian Wasney of the Territories. A chance for a couple here, lying 1. Missed an opportunity for a win on the afternoon draw yesterday, as close as they have come. And there's a pair for the Territories. So they'll give Ontario's Mike Harris a tussle this morning, it would appear. Down to Skip's Rocks in our game.
Playing the freeze with that great shot.
Hard. Real hard. Hard. Wait only. Wait only. You gotta go. Hey. Wait only, guys. Hard. Line perfect. Come on, Grant. Hard, guys.
James Grattan out to help.
Hard back. Hard. You got it. Hard. Hey. Yep.
And you wonder how he gets Brier voice.
Good spot. Nice.
He's hoping he'll be around for another 3 days into the final on Sunday.
2 inches farther and you can't get to the inside.
Talking to Russ yesterday, and he was saying that one of his problems was they ran out of
Where
water
line was
down
bad, I guess, but line's perfect.
at the
They
side.
kept it all the way, though.
At the side of the stands down there, and there was
What do you think?
no liquid available for the curlers during a game 2 days ago.
Yeah, I was thinking more like just here.
Russ is talking about if this rock had moved just a little bit more, they couldn't have got to the inside. But you can see that for Mark Dacey, there's an automatic that goes that way. He has to be very, very careful to get by the front and not drive it
I've got to
back.
make sure I'm pro side. What are you playing?
Mark Dacey, Nova Scotia, has the hammer here in 2, trailing 1-0.
Back line weight.
Saw the Scot and Heather Smith-Dacey, the skip this year from Team Nova Scotia. And there's little Ty. It was Mark walking around with him at the Scot, and now it is Heather's turn to cheer on.
Morning,
Mark.
Heather. And Ty is the youngest child ever to witness a Scott Tournament of Hearts and a Brier Live.
And I asked Mark
At
how
4
he was
months
doing.
old.
Still hates the sound of applause and the bagpipes. Not a good story.
He's a terrific
He's a
young kid. I mean, cute as a button, but he's awfully good.
Whoa! Off!
Whoa, off!
Off!
Good, little up, Pat.
Off!
Whoa, off.
Off!
No.
Right off!
No, right off.
Finish!
Oh.
Whoa! Off!
Whoa!
Whoa! Off!
Whoa!
nicely thrown.
Not much room to spare.
That's a very nice shot.
Nova Scotia lies 2 with 2 rocks to come.
That's probably just there.
Dacey
Bit,
looks
eh?
to be in decent
Huh?
shape
Did it
for
ever
a
bite?
shot at his deuce.
Yeah. Should bend here, eh? Or you like it? Normal?
Yeah.
Firm normal? Firm normal, I like. Can't get too cute here.
Trying to make the double to run one back on the other.
There.
It's a little narrow.
It's a
getting
tight.
by.
It's tight.
You heard Howard saying we can't get too cute here.
And by that, he means they don't want to play this so tight to the guard that they wind up ticking the guard and giving Mark Dacey a shot for 3.
Hard.
This is about eliminating Dacey's chance for a deuce.
Whoa! High! Whoa!
Final stone. Russ Howard in the second, looking to kill 2 yellow. There's 1 gone. He's got it. What a shot. And Howard rolls in on the other side. Uncharted territory over there. This is a beauty. This for 2.
Back-to-back great shots by the skips. We talk about a key matchup being these 2 gentlemen. It's going to be a shootout today, I think, John.
I think you're absolutely right.
Well, your first one?
I thought that was soft. I really did, but I thought if they got 29 and a third, I couldn't have been.
Oh, I thought you were close, but I guess it just
I think that every game
Playing
that
the
center
blank.
spot's at 6 feet lighter.
What's to discuss about the perfect shot? They're just worried about.
Not the second one. I think that for Russ, he usually goes to Grant to talk about weight, talking about his first draw.
Hard. Real hard. Hard. Real hard.
Mark Dacey, the high hard one, looking to blank here, and he'll have that. Nothing in play. Dacey hangs on to the hammer. He was close to a couple there, but Howard makes a spectacular shot with his final stone.
What's the right moment? Being able to respond to your partner when you want to might be the difference between the right moment and an awkward moment. If you suffer from erectile dysfunction, a variety of treatments are available. Ask your doctor which treatment options are appropriate for you. When the moment is right, will you be ready?
Tim Hortons supports over 50,000 kids across Canada who play Timbits hockey. It's a fun way for kids to learn the basics of the game. Timbits hockey. The first goal is having fun.
At True Value, we encourage kids to throw rocks at houses, and we even like to give them a little help. We're proud to be the official hardware supplier to curling's Season of Champions. Just like we're proud of our True Value paint, we test and retest right at our own factory. We guarantee every can at every store. True Value, around the corner from your house.
Ottawa used to contribute 50% of the cost of health care. So how much do you think it contributes now? That's right, 16%. For what Canadians say is their #1 priority. Isn't it time the federal government started paying its fair share for health care?
Back at the Sports Center newsroom, I'm Rod Smith. Canucks forward Todd Bertuzzi has been suspended for the rest of the regular season and the Stanley Cup playoffs.
It wasn't this time about should it be 2 games, 4 games, 5 games. We felt that the player Todd Bertuzzi had given up his right to perform the rest of the season, and then we had to address the fact: should it be the playoffs? Should it be 1 round? Should it be 2 rounds? And in our opinion, because of the act, because of the injury to the player, because of a number of factors and criteria, we felt that his right to perform the rest of the season, he had to give that up, and we had to take that away from him.
In addition, Bertuzzi will have to apply to NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman for reinstatement prior to training camps in September. We'll have much more on the story later today on TSN.
I am a curler.
A curler. I am a curler.
We are curlers.
We are curlers.
I am a team member.
I'm a competitor.
We like to win.
We are great sweepers.
Great sweepers.
We love the strategy.
I enjoy the social part of the game.
We are club members.
We are curling.
Get involved.
I like the people.
Curling is the best.
Not much doubt about that here in Saskatoon. The Brier here for the 5th time, the 3rd time in magnificent Saskatchewan place. And it's been a sellout all week long.
Nope. Didn't look like it.
Ahead to the playoffs.
Oh, we thought it was down. Yeah.
The place will be rocking all weekend as well.
Hi, my name is Brant Odishaw. I'm from Moncton, New Brunswick. I'm self-employed. I own 2 small businesses, a banquet hall called Wedgwood Hall and a craft and hobby store called Craft and Hobby World. I'd like to wish my friend in Vancouver, his name is Mark, he's battling cancer. I would like to wish him a full recovery.
Right, good. Heavy.
We would as well.
Heavy. Line's perfect.
Weight's all there.
Whoa.
Lots.
Russ trying to utilize those 2 center guards, John, to get around.
And he's deeper than he wanted to be, without question. Sliding back well behind the tee line. Finish wasn't quite there.
Hi, my name is Andrew Gibson. I'm a mortgage consultant with Scott Walker for Home Loans Canada in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Wall line. Wall line. Right off.
Looks like back
off. 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 On its own. To the red. On its own.
This is what I talked about, John, when we looked at the ice times. A little bit straighter, not finishing as hard, and when that happens, the rocks tend to slide a little bit farther because they don't have as far to travel.
That's where it ended up, that little extra.
New Brunswick.
Russ wanted me to
Shots
give it a
for
little.
the moment.
Hi, my name is Mark Lecoq from Moncton, New Brunswick. I'm an air traffic controller. I'd like to say hi to my wife, Kathy, daughter, Sarah, and son, Matthew.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Right off. Wait, short. Top 12. Short.
Way out there, eh?
It's very similar to yesterday, John. We saw that there was a side of the sheet that seemed to be a little bit straighter and take a longer time to curl.
Might have this one figured out. A little bit better. The right weight. And a nice brush. So New Brunswick lies 2.
Hi, I'm Rob Harris from Halifax, Nova Scotia. I'd like to say hello to all my co-workers at Keene, Canada, and to my all-time favorite curler, Laney Peters.
That scores
That's what
points.
I need. That's huge. Of course, his wife.
Okay.
We've got a chance to play at the Scott this time around for Nova Scotia. Laney has been the longtime 5th player for the Jones
Not great,
girls.
but we got to guard it, don't we?
Team Canada over the past couple of years, so she got a chance to be on the ice this time around.
Decision by the Howard team is to guard those stones, even though they're both in the 8-foot. One actually is biting the back of the 4. It's deeper than Russ Warren.
Curl.
But he doesn't like the idea that Mark Dacey might get in there on top of it,
Right
and
at
so
the
they
end.
want a nice
Quality
tight guard.
High to the line. High. High all you got. High.
Over on sheet C, where Daniel Lafleur of Quebec is meeting Newfoundland and Labrador's Brad Gouchou. Gouchou at 7-2, trying to lock up a playoff spot this morning. Final stone for Gouchou, facing 1. Looks to hit and stay, and you'll count 2 right there. And that's for the lead.
We got to move the other guard, one he's behind. We got to move the other guard.
Thinking this way?
Number 2 back there.
Hey, Rob, you thinking this way?
Yeah, I know you are. I don't think so.
You were thinking this way?
That's what I was thinking, yeah. Garden, yeah. It's cutting out the out turn. The in turn's not cut off right now. We can draw around all that stuff.
Dacey has the hammer here, but he's facing a few too many red rocks as he looks at this situation now.
Whoa!
He is, and doesn't want to just remove that center guard, hoping to pick one of those other red ones out along with it, John.
Looking to kill 2, gets 1, and opens it up. But Howard will cover that up rather quickly, I would assume.
Not great, is it?
Keeping you up, you're yawning this morning.
I'm breathing.
I can still draw around all that stuff, eh?
Well, that's always a good sign.
If he picks it off clean, we just cut the center guard anyway. What's he thinking about?
Hi, I'm James Grattan from Armockton, New Brunswick. I'm the manager of the Capital Winter Curling Club in Fredericton, as well as the Old Mill Pond Golf and Country Club in Doketown, New Brunswick. I'd like to say hi to everybody back at CWC, as well as Fred and Mark in the foxhole.
Line's fine this time. Whoa! All over Bendy!
James having a great week at this
Dupont.
Brier. Has made a lot of shots for Russ Howard.
Whoa.
That takes a lot of pressure off Russ.
Whoa! Whoa!
Number 2 among third shooters. 86% coming into this draw on day 6.
Double peel?
Well, we'll try that in the first one. Wait, Hap.
Yeah, it'd be nice just to catch this real thin. You might catch something else, too.
The first time they were trying to run the rocks back, these 2 now are so high that it's about double peeling, making sure that at a minimum for the Nova Scotian team, the front will be open. And you heard Mark Dacey say maybe if we hit the angles right, we might clip something in the house.
Hi, I'm Bruce Loner from Stewiacke, Nova Scotia. I work for the province of Nova Scotia. I'd like to say hi to Mom and Dad and all my sisters scattered across Canada.
Never, never, never.
He is a forest technician for the Department of Natural Resources. And he makes shots.
Shot.
Huge respect for each other. For Russ Howard, he knows that that rock that has just slid into the house for him
This is the stone I'm talking about. It's something that Mark Dacey will likely utilize later to hit and roll. And so what he wants to do is to tap the stone up. Instead of just playing the guard, John, coming into the house now.
Line's fine, line's fine.
James Grattan.
Wow. Wow. Where is it?
Played in 2 Briers as a skip
to
for New
it.
Brunswick. This is his 4th appearance.
High! High line! High! High, guys! Hey!
A little tap.
Real hard. Yep.
Nice touch. Nova Scotia shooting Yellowstones, facing a lot of red rocks right there. Over on sheet D, it is Mike Harris of Ontario at 5 and 4, clinging to a slim chance to be around
Enough room here. Come
for a
down for a little
tiebreaker.
tap.
Harris lying 1. And this looks like a fairly easy opportunity to come up with 2.
Back 4, back 8.
So Ontario widens the lead. Flip it to 5 and 2.
Let it
Bruce
work.
Lonis, Nova Scotia.
Let it work. It won't curl if you don't let it work.
Now playing the freeze
Back
onto
low.
that stone. It's the back of the 4-foot, even if it's not a freeze, but it's in front of it.
Hard! Whoa! Yep! Down a little! Whoa! Down a little! Whoa! Off! Let it bend! Off!
Will it bend enough? Very nice.
Very nice shot.
Skipped rocks to come. Here in the 3rd.
Shot, Bruce.
I got 28-21 on it.
Nice shot by Bruce. That means it's time to play following the leader.
Mark, did you get a time?
And that's what Russ Howard will do.
It's got to be better than that, though, isn't it?
Okay.
Hi, I'm Russ Howard from Moncton, New Brunswick. I sell real estate for Remax Quality with my wife, teamhoward.ca.
From! High! Whoa! High! Oh, you got Mark! High!
First for Howard,
Perfect.
and an extra brusher comes out. James Grattan
Hard Mark! High! Come on!
looking to follow the path of the Nova Scotia stone.
Nice shot.
What am I throwing?
He's throwing it just a little light.
Did he want to be just a tad deeper?
Not curling.
Great sweeping and a great comment from Grant Ottershaw after the rocket stopped. What am I throwing, says Russ, and he says you're throwing them light.
And about...
Keep it all the way?
But that is not light, that is perfect.
You're getting 28 and a quarter. It's not bad.
A bit of levelty.
Would it be 9 yet? We got 28 and a quarter on his, 28 and a half on so it's 28 and a half on. It can't be.
Both pretty exhausted this morning. It's a long week. The quicker the ice, the more you sweep.
And when the skip is throwing them light, the brushers get a workout.
Hi, I'm Mark Dacey. I'm from Halifax, Nova Scotia. I work at Fox Harbour Golf Resort as the head golf professional. And I'd like to say hello to my wife, Heather, and my new 4-month-old son, Ty.
Well, they likely did that this morning.
We certainly have done that for you, Mark.
Back line. Hard. Whoa! Little up. Whoa! Back line. Whoa! Right off. No, right off, guys.
Dacey's first. He has the hammer.
Right off.
Here in the 3rd end.
You got nothing there.
Can he chip the red? Not deep enough. And red rock remains the shot stone.
No bad. Sorry.
And how does Dacey get his deuce here?
Don't need to sweep early.
Yeah, I just got excited.
That's what I said in my draw. Don't sweep it early because it'll hang.
Unless you want to do this. She's got that double too, right?
I know. Nose,
What do we throw, a bullet?
throw a bullet.
A bullet, and then both of those.
and then he just draws to the back. We might clip the back one out, which is good.
Never shot up there.
Yeah.
As long as we stick the shooter.
Will that go, though?
Oh, yeah. That has to go, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does. I think we got to play it. He's got us. You guard that. He got that. I think you do.
You don't even have to throw a bullet, like, just as long as you get to the inside.
Just make that one, and you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm losing. If
You're losing this one.
I'm losing that one anyways.
What are you thinking for weight?
Well, we got to make a decision whether we want to save our red or get rid of his yellow.
Why we can't do both?
I don't think we'll ever save our red.
I think if you make that, you got them all anyway.
I don't think this is going to go, though, do you?
It'll hit that one. I'm not saying that.
Well,
That's why we need to save the shooter almost. You're losing this one either way anyway. Even if you are losing the shooter, you're losing this one.
I know. So we got to get rid of the two.
Yeah, we can come on to this one and be shot, though, too. We'll get rid of the two, I think, Russ.
Firm normal?
Yeah, you got to be firm anyway.
Should track right down there, eh?
Oh, yeah, well, it's not going to go crazy.
Looking at the options, even though it is, in fact, a red stone that is shot, Russ Howard knows that Mark Dacey makes those big shots. We showed you one when the show started, when there's lots of rocks in play. Wants to hit it just on the inside, drive it back. Yellow should go. This yellow should go. Could be a bunch of cherries at the end of this, John.
Final stone for Russ Howard. Dacey has one to come to respond to what Howard accomplishes here. This one is not lights. One yellow gone, another yellow gone. Squirted two yellows out of there. Dacey has nothing left but a draw to avoid a huge count.
It's a great shot. They talked about making the double, having them both
Didn't
go.
even hit the red one.
But the triple was a
Tubers
nice
didn't even
bonus,
move.
and there's a mitt full of red cherries now in the house.
No, the one at the back. There's your three rock that was up top.
Two yellows
Good
go,
throw.
and another
Actually
one
threw it the
as
way you
well,
wanted to.
so he
Well, yeah,
erases
it's
all
not
the
gonna
yellow
bend there,
rocks.
but I probably needed an inch of ice, eh? If we ever get that stuck in behind, he's toast.
Oh, I know. That's why you could have made it easy.
I thought I had it, actually.
Well, we're still marveling at the triple
Robbie.
here.
Just clean the wrong
Thinking
side
that
of
was
the
a
sheet,
pretty
that's
nice shot.
Rob, we're going to play this.
So Dacey has to come around that way and put it about there, somewhere in the floor.
Same as always.
Final stone to come.
Seen it a few times already.
New Brunswick has the lead, 1-0.
But I got to admit, we set you up.
Howard has put the pressure on Dacey here.
Just a line shot. Straight drop.
We wanted to make you look good.
What was that? Just back line or so?
A giant hole.
No, it isn't, actually.
Mark Dacey playing in a hometown Brier for the second year in a row when you look back to skipping Nova Scotia last year in Halifax and back to skip Nova Scotia here in the town he was born in, Saskatoon.
For Mark, this is his second draw, but this one has a whole lot more pressure on it. Facing 5. And with a relatively small hole to get through.
Nova Scotia's Mark Dacey needs the 4-foot here against 5 counters for New Brunswick's Russ Howard. Will they get it there? Not this time. Or will they?
Okay. What a great shot. That is a lot of pressure against 5, and he had a small hole to get by the guard and then by the rocks in the house. A great team effort. You saw the numbers at the hog line, 1487. That is low. That means that this is brought to you 100% by the sweepers.
And they barely get it there. They'll count one by a matter of an inch or so. That's what Nova Scotia needed to get even.
In my world, I can go anywhere. All flights leave in the afternoon. All hotels are on the beach. All rental cars are SUVs, no convertibles. In my world, I am
Planning a trip with Expedia.ca is the difference between getting a trip and getting your trip. Expedia.ca. Flights, hotels, car rentals, packages. Now we're getting somewhere.
We like to stay fit and enjoy an active lifestyle, but we still want great taste in our favorite foods.
A healthy diet low in saturated and trans fats may reduce the risk of heart disease. McCain Super Fries are low in saturated and trans fats. Best of all, they're so golden, so crispy, and have even more delicious flavor.
Great choice. Where's mine?
Your favorite McCain Super Fries with non-hydrogenated oil, low in saturated and trans fats. A great choice in a healthy diet.
You've been waiting to do this for years. Don't let arthritis pain keep you from not starting a little something, not making your move, not getting physical, not putting it together, not spicing things up, not loving the moment, not going for it all the way. Grab some Tylenol arthritis pain with one layer for fast relief and a second layer that delivers relief for up to 8 hours. It's the Tylenol for arthritis pain.
Did you let the dog out this morning?
Scott towels, getting you out of big messes.
Cecilia, I have never loved another the way that I loved you.
Scotties, be soft, be strong.
You may not always like Canada's weather, but you have to drive through it. That's why we designed the Canadian-built Ford Freestar with the Canadian driving package. You get advanced track for stability control, all-speed traction control for better grip, a reverse sensing system, and brake assist. Whatever the weather, bring it on. The all-new Ford Freestar with the exclusive Canadian driving package and the hide-and-go seat. Our safest and smartest minivan ever.
Built for life in Canada.
Ever notice the way guys love to use their Karcher? Is it because of Karcher's German engineering, incredible features, exceptional styling? It's because Karcher really cleans. Karcher invented the first household pressure washer and sells more of them worldwide than anybody else. Karcher is also the world leader in commercial and industrial cleaning equipment. Everyone loves their Karcher. Can you blame them? Trust Karcher. You'll look for things to clean.
Welcome back to the newsroom. I'm Rod Smith. Vancouver Canucks forward Todd Bertuzzi has been suspended for the rest of the NHL regular season and the Stanley Cup playoffs.
It wasn't this time about should it be 2 games, 4 games, 5 games. We felt that the player Todd Bertuzzi had given up his right to perform the rest of the season, and then we had to address the fact: should it be the playoffs? Should it be 1 round? Should it be 2 rounds? And in our opinion, because of the act, because of the injury to the player, because of a number of factors and criteria, we felt that his right to perform the rest of the season, he had to give that up, and we had to take that away from him.
Now, in addition, Bertuzzi will have to apply to Commissioner Gary Bettman for reinstatement prior to training camps in September. We'll have more throughout the day here on TSN.
And back live at Sask Place in Saskatoon. Terrific showdown between New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. Russ Howard with a great triple in that previous end. And Mark Dacey responded with a wonderful draw to get one. So as we pick it up again, Howard has the hammer in a 1-1 game.
Hi, guys! Hard!
Some great shot making first thing in the morning, and that's what you expect to see by the end of the week.
Prince Edward Island, a tough week, winning this morning. Newfoundland and Labrador, a great week in winning this morning. And Ontario scrambling to keep a slim playoff hope alive.
Yeah.
A little up, Rob. Rubber up. Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep. Yep. Hard. 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 You gotta go hard. Hard. Right up.
Looking hard for that inside roll.
Okay. No.
They get the roll maybe a little farther than they would have liked. Yes. Mark Dacey sailing along atop the standings as it is right now with a record of 8-1. New Brunswick's Russ Howard at 7-2. He's 1 win behind.
Regular.
Off. Off. Okay.
Looking ahead to the end of the month, March 27 and 28, the 2004 World Junior Curling Championship will come your way from Trois-Rivières. So join us for that. And good morning to you folks.
You should be able to get some finish there. Yep, it'll finish late. Should be good. Should be good.
Going way to the outside to get around that corner, almost center guard.
Hard. I don't think it's room. Whoa. Room. It's fine.
Nova Scotia's second, Rob Harris.
That's a room on its own.
Doesn't need much brushing on this.
Off.
Oh, you're heavy.
Tall T. On its own.
You're behind T.
On its own. Okay. Shot. You're up.
$28.4. Just not 29.
No, it's not. I don't.
34.
Not much visible here on the yellow stone belonging to Nova Scotia in the 4.
Whoa, that's where I hit.
Looking to just draw.
No,
tap back
more,
the stone.
probably.
What do you want?
For Mark from the hack, he cannot see any of that stone. Just buried by Rob Harris.
Wait's good, lots. Lots. Wait's there. Lots. Back line. Back line.
Whoa! You bumping out?
Maybe. We go now.
No.
Movement starts now. A little tap. And that's for shots.
It's a nice shot. Good weight control. That stone was completely buried, John. That forces Mark Dacey to come back down on top.
Race is good.
Little option for Dacey without the hammer here in 4.
And for Bruce Lones, as long as he's in front of that stone, cornering it somehow, very difficult for New Brunswick because there is a guard.
Gotta go hard.
And there also is another stone behind
Hard
it.
line.
Yeah, you got a real hard line.
Hard line.
Really down.
Gotta go down.
Yep.
Right up.
Bump
Tight
it.
guard at best.
Gotta bump it. Bump it, guys. Freaking bumping that weight. Oh. Thought that weight was okay?
What?
I thought that was okay.
Well, it wasn't okay.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, well, obviously.
Left Mark with a tough shot. And for Russ Howard, sensing a great opportunity, asking James Grattan to come down on top of that stone, take away the freeze that Nova Scotia would play.
Of room. Line's great. Clean. Clean. High.
Otis Shaw.
Yep. High. What you got? Hard line. High.
This one is drifting a bit as well.
I think that rock picked up. I think that rock picked up something.
Grant, there's got to be something there. Yeah. I want pick 2. You guys might want to clean up there right at Canada thing.
You could see there was a lot of rotation, so this is
both
not...
picked is that what they're talking about now, that both of them did?
72.
They're wondering. I don't know. Nova Scotian team thought that Bruce was just light, but here you'll watch the handle just go sideways, as does the rock.
Lots of weight, lots of line.
It's definitely picking up
Lots of weight,
something.
lots of line.
Well, Lonas' shot
Was that? Oh, weight wasn't bad.
Stopped rather suddenly and moved over as well.
Another chance for Bruce.
He gets a bit of a reprieve.
Back four.
Whoa.
Wow, whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa. A lot of weight.
Yes. Back four.
Still a lot of weight.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa. Needs to dig a little.
Weight's great.
No line at all. Close.
Whoa.
Yep. Hard.
Nova Scotia
Hard.
without the hammer here.
Just a different weight over there.
It's not. It's not.
It's a different weight over there, Mark.
Yeah, I see that.
Trying to solve the other side of the sheet.
Is it jamming? Well, it's gonna. If you hit it dead on, you'll drag it this way.
Just
If you hit
footprints
it
on the ice.
like
I
the
think
way
there's
it
no
is,
question. They just picked up
you're gonna
something
get it
for
dead.
James.
Where's the red going,
Depends
though?
whether you carry or
I think
not.
the red's pretty safe. But this one might stay.
We're not getting two now, so what the hell? Let's try it. Yeah, there's a lot of footprints.
I know. Yours picked, get it perfect. I think dead on.
I think so too. The hair high side, maybe?
Well, I'm afraid of getting my own.
What turn you like here?
We gotta make sure we get the yellow.
I gotta hit it on the nose anyway.
On the nose or there.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be.
I like nose, I think. Isn't it work?
I'm a little afraid if you do this, you might get ours.
Yeah, okay. Nose.
Out turn.
Than yesterday, Mark.
Second stone to come for New
Should
Brunswick
work.
third. James Grattan.
Nose.
The only problem
Nose
for
or a hair
Russ
your
on
way
this is
would
he's playing
hurt.
off a Nova Scotian stone.
I'm afraid if I get too far on the inside, I'll take my own.
Firm.
Heel or firm?
Heel. High. Whoa. Whoa. Finish.
No brushing required. And one jam there, so the Nova Scotia yellow remains the counter there. And a chance for Dacey, perhaps.
I don't know how that happened.
Over on sheet C, Quebec. Final stone for Daniel Lafleur, playing out the string. Brad Gushue, Newfoundland and Labrador, at 7-2 coming in, hoping to end up clinching a playoff spot.
It will be two.
And that'll be two for a 3-3 tie there. So Gushue is not out of the woods yet in guaranteeing a playoff spot outright at 7-2.
Try to get to the inside of it.
Pretty good chance that at worst Newfoundland and Labrador would be
Draw, eh?
Yeah.
there for a tiebreaker.
Positive draw. Yep.
Choosing to come around this side, and the reason for that is that even though
Yeah,
this stone is exposed, for Russ Howard, any play on that stone drives it onto his own. So trying to tuck around the other side.
Draw a tap, you know, kind of heavy draw.
Yeah.
Big thing is the line, get to the nose or to the inside of it.
Yeah.
I threw 2 more feet here. 2 more feet. Did you?
Here Rob talking to Mark, saying he threw a couple of feet more weight. Just going out to a new path. Those little lights that you see on the rock are those little dots. That's the new hog line violation detection system, triggered when the player flips the rock to clean the path. And you'll see these lights. There they go. Green when it is a safe throw. If there's a foul, in terms of the player reaching the hog line without letting go of the stone, the lights would go red.
Back ring. No line.
We need to go.
No line.
And it was, in fact, a professor
Need to
here
go.
at Saskatchewan University who developed the system, and it's something the players
You gotta go
love.
hard.
It's worked very well at the Canadian Championships this year.
Don't curl. I was up the stick.
Not enough room there, I don't think, and that's guarding it anyway.
That's too tough, eh?
Ontario with
going
a
there anyway,
4-point
isn't it?
advantage as Mike Harris
Normal.
hopes
Yeah.
for a win this morning.
Look at that stuff right there.
And needs a little help.
This should be, this is the swingy side.
Here are the standings as we have it. 8-1 guarantees a playoff spot. So
Dead
Nova
on,
Scotia
close.
and
Right there.
Alberta are already guaranteed spots in the playoffs.
Yeah.
New Brunswick needs one more win, as does Newfoundland and Labrador. BC still with a chance, depending on how the Rocks fall for Jay Peachy and company. And Mike Harris at 5-4 still has an opportunity if he wins out and gets a little help from
Well, it started that way, but
Quebec.
Trying to drive that stone straight back, John. And that's why it was so important for Mark Dacey to be second shot on his first.
Right off, right off, right off. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yep.
Erasing one more red. Two rocks to come. Howard gets to throw the final one.
No, just soft regular maybe. Just a little positive, I think. That's good.
A little positive means he took a little bit of extra ice. Got that rotation going outwards a little bit. That's why it ran straight.
Still gives him a run back.
Run back for 2.
Yeah. Well. No, I like this. Which one? Oh, down there. Yeah. That's how they get us. Don't worry about those. Yeah.
It's not a huge hole that Mark Dacey will leave, but you can see that stone is open. It's about getting in here.
Back 4.
Tapping the stone back.
I mean, it's kind of hard to imagine missing that
splitting
corner
them?
guard on the right and catching a split. So it's kind of hard to imagine. I was thinking of a split, but it's hard to imagine an out turn, missing that corner guard on the right, and then hitting the yellow as well.
Yeah.
Just a straight draw to the back.
It looks like a huge hole from the hack, but Mark's point is that it curls so much to miss the outside guard.
Is it just like you think it's a little heavier?
It will likely curl over the top of the rock.
Not a whole lot, but just a little bit.
Final stone for Mark Dacey. Without the hammer. Playing in 4.
Whoa!
It's good.
63.
Line's good. Hard. Play the split.
What do you think?
Whoa! Whoa! Split! Split!
Outside.
Yep! Yep! Hard! Whoa! Hard! 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 Hard!
Nicely through.
Whoa!
Oh, it's heavy. Okay.
Not bad at all. Backing on the Yellowstone at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
In the 4.
I don't know. Throw it like that. Yep. Oh, man.
Turned out great for Mark Dacey because of where this stone is. You can see that for Russ Howard to hit that on the nose does not give him shot.
Right.
And so he's trying to draw through there. Tough shot. Russ has had 4 draws today, and he's been 75%, so some great numbers for him. But the degree of difficulty here is huge, John, because of he has to navigate that tight port at the top and then get by the Yellowstone at the top of the 4.
What's great about this game so far is Howard put the pressure on Dacey in the previous end. And Dacey has returned the favor here for Howard's final stone. Howard has one opportunity. It's a tough shot with his last rock. Through the same port that Dacey traveled. And what does he accomplish there by nudging that? He'll get 1.
I think he will. This has been a huge shootout.
1 red for New Brunswick. And that's all he could do. Not by very much. Howard gets his 1 the hard way. Little nudge there. Inching out the Dacey yellow.
The world's largest hotel chain is almost anywhere you want to go. The world's largest hotel chain tucks you in around the globe. With over 4,000 hotels in over 80 countries, the world's largest hotel chain is Best Western, inviting you to get a good night's sleep. Best Western, the world's largest hotel chain. Call 1-800-WESTERN or visit bestwestern.com.
The new phones from Nokia, the world's #1 maker of wireless phones. They put a new spin on everything you do. Nokia, connecting people.
Here's a great new gift idea for all hockey fans. The NHL Hockey Hero CD. It sounds like a Stanley Cup radio broadcast, except the star player's anyone you choose. Holy Mackinac, the Leafs win the Stanley Cup as rookie sensation Robbie Tevlin has just scored one of the greatest goals in NHL history. You get your personalized NHL Hockey Hero CD and mini poster with greeting card, all for $29.95. Hear more and order yours today at NHLHockeyHero.com.
Up here, just about everything seems larger than life. The prairie, the sky, even our animals. And when someone comes by our true value with a problem, large or small, they know they've come to the right place.
True Value, official hardware supplier of the Championship Curling.
That restaurant I'm taking you to? Whoa, fancy.
Oh, yeah?
But I always say, if it don't fit between two pieces of bread, it ain't fit to eat. And I'm not just a driver. I delivered a baby 2 days ago right where you're sitting. So you're probably meeting some fancy lawyer boyfriend who sniffs a cork before he sends back his beer for having the wrong kind of bubbles? Hey, get a load of this guy. Wouldn't be caught dead in that. Wait, I missed a turnoff. But I can circle around, don't worry. I know the city like the back of the car in front of me.
1 Advil. For today's tough pain, 1 is often enough. Also in extra strength.
Good talking to you.
The beauty of the suit is that the bottoms match the top. So all you have to do is throw on a shirt and tie and you're out the door. You get to work earlier, your productivity goes up, you get a bigger bonus, put the kids in better schools, they get better jobs, make tons of money, buy you a home to retire to on an island. No wonder suits are coming back. Suits starting at just $150. Well made, well priced, well dressed. Moores.
Fifth time that the Brier has been in Saskatoon. In 1946, Alberta's Billy Rose scored a victory. In 65, Manitoba's Terry Bronstein, a winner with Ray Turnbull at lead. Back in 89, Pat Ryan won. And in 2000, Greg McCauley. Who'll be the winner on Sunday afternoon? Well, the two gentlemen at center stage here will have a lot to say about what transpires in 2004.
Not curling yet. Right off. Right off.
We saw two spectacular shots in the third end by Russ and Mark, and then they just a little chat during the break. Both got fortunate ticks in the last end.
There it is.
And they're both at 84%, so it is still the big shootout with the man that throws last rock.
New Brunswick at 7-2. Mark Dacey of Nova Scotia at 8-1 coming into this game.
Room.
Both with one game to play after we're done here. And both will take on Jay Peachy of British Columbia.
And that is a tough road. Jay Peachy has been very impressive this week. I'm sure he looks forward to a great day, but a tough day for BC.
Bury an inch, come on.
Hard, a little more, bury an inch.
No rest for the Brushers this morning at all.
None, but look at these two gentlemen. I'll tell you, so much experience behind them. More to Russ Howard for sure, but what big shot makers they both have earned reputations to be.
Room.
Looks up to me.
4 foot. Whoa.
Looks up, Rob. Looks up, Rob.
Slow.
Looks up.
Whoa. Right off. Not bad.
Nova Scotia's Andrew Gibson.
Whoa. Leave it high. Whoa.
Straight to the tee.
Well, he was a little concerned that perhaps they were jumping all over that stone.
What?
Morning, Growlies.
Doesn't matter.
D-line.
Russ just thinking through some of the options. Tapping this stone back. Does not like the fact that it is in front of a tee line.
Tee line.
Back 8, eh? Tee line.
Wants to create a pocket that maybe he can freeze to later. New Brunswick taking one last in. Last rock does belong to Nova Scotia's Mark Dacey.
Hey!
You can hear Russ encouraging the boys up front.
Whoa, yeah. Sorry, Mark. No handle, Mark. Good throw.
And he's happy there, obviously.
And the no handle he's referring to is the lack of rotation. There was a little bit of one, but that is why that rock just went sideways.
Oh, double the reds. Yeah.
Here I am pouring coffee again.
Good
There
one
you
for
go.
you.
Thank you.
Forward, yeah.
Your donuts have arrived.
No, you get them both. Just get them moving.
So are you happy now?
I'm very happy. I'm always happy, Wellesley. Just working with you. Trying to reach the outside and make the double.
Control. Oh. Yep.
Nova Scotia's Rob Harris.
Whoa! Whoa! Yep! Right up!
Oh, that did not work out well.
Not at all. As a result,
He couldn't have hit that on a worse angle for Rob. Just gets too tight to the guard. Instead of the double, he jams red and red onto yellow.
Yeah, we got to play this. All right, don't even need to roll that far.
Yikes.
Now.
so New Brunswick has the shot stone
He
and
knows.
second shot as well.
Good weight.
Whoa!
For Russ Howard's team, Mark Lecoq.
What?
Whoa!
Normal.
Whoa!
Looking for the roll.
Hey! Whoa! Off. No roll. Whoa!
July 2. Without.
Chiefs.
On sheet C, fifth end, Newfoundland Labrador in a 3-3 tie with Quebec. Critical game for Brad Gushue at 7-2. Trying to ensure his spot in the playoff round.
Even if you tap that one, just check you tap that.
Chance for a deuce, and he'll take it.
Back 4, back 8.
5-3.
Try to tap that thin, then that.
And
Or
back
just
here.
that one is good.
He's trying to tap that stone back. Looked at that angle, but it's too sharp, and so electing to come around this side. If he can move these stones back, create a bit of a pocket indeed, but at least it would give Nova Scotia a shot.
Looks like
Whoa!
I think I'm following
Whoa!
what you had to say.
On its own. Yep!
Rob Harris
Gotta go.
tries to atone for the
line
miss
only.
with his first.
Close. Yep!
Nicely by.
Yep! Whoa.
Nestling in nicely right there.
Yeah. Shouldn't have let it take that top. Shouldn't have let it take
By
that
yellow as the shot stone there.
Taking just a hair harder.
Well, it is, but if they had let it tick a little bit harder, John, the yellow would not have popped out as much, and that stone is now accessible to Russ Howard, and Mark
Come
knows
off my
that.
red.
Withdraw weight.
Yeah, just back 4, back.
Yeah, I like that.
The guard is the concern.
If you come off of ours, James, even if you ended up on the button,
Trying to find a way to get to the inside of the stone.
Just back 4, weight. I just need to move it an inch. Yep.
Double off her own. To here.
Oh, yeah, it doubles off our own is there.
That won't kill you either.
No.
You can see that all he has to do is move it about
So
2
you're
inches.
thinking like a back 12 weight to...
No, he said back 4.
Will that give you enough?
We don't need to move it an inch.
Okay.
Down to third
We'll look
stones
for
in a
back four
critical
then.
game in the playoff run for two teams that have had a great week. New Brunswick's Russ Howard
Wait.
at 7-2
Whoa,
coming
whoa,
in.
Whoa! Back 4! High!
James
Whoa.
Grattan.
River! Back 4! High! 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 Whoa! High!
Quite a cluster there.
Yes.
Not what they were hoping to achieve. And the question is yellow or red for shot stone when you look at it from this view.
I think it's red. Looks like the red stone to
On
the
the
left
left,
on
yeah.
the end. Mark trying to figure out how to
bullet at
remove
this and just kiss it.
Well, I mean,
multiple reds
what if we
without
just
losing
hit
yellow.
and roll to here? No, if we just take it a bit. If I play a bullet here, I'm losing this, right?
Just roll to here. He's hitting it going off to yellow, right?
But I was thinking, so you hit this thin enough that your shooter then hits the 8 and then hits the 4.
Then this is gone and that's gone.
No, because if you hit this and then the 8, that's the 3rd stone you hit, that's the 4th stone hit. It's not going that far.
This one's gone.
Oh, yeah. Well, that one's never going to count.
Dacey has last rock here in 5.
Even if you just come through and hit it on the nose.
Looking at the angles
Not all
of
bad.
this without
But try to
losing
kick
this
that.
stone, pretty tough to do.
Firm.
What they'd love to do is move some of these red stones here around and just move this yellow stone over a little bit without
Bill.
taking it out of play.
Firm.
Nova Scotia
Firm.
does have last rock.
Out turn. Whoa! Whoa!
Nova Scotia third. Bruce Lonis.
Never. Okay.
Hit a lot better. What? Had to hit a lot better. We couldn't have rubbed yours on the inside like that.
Can you see enough of that one to slash
We
right?
should've kept
I don't
sweeping.
think so. Gotta guard this.
Keep guarding it.
New Brunswick lying 3.
Guard. If we guard this, because he has this right now.
Yeah, and then, well, not only that, we'll never get it out.
No.
Showed you that,
Then
Newfoundland.
he's got this one again.
The only
With
other
two
shot he
to
has
take
is
the
this,
lead.
but he can't see much of that, can he?
No.
And the Territories trailing Mike Harris
Throw
7-2
guard
now.
then.
Harris trying to keep a playoff hope
Can't move
alive.
it, can we? No, eh?
I suppose we can, but we're not getting that 7 out or whatever it is. We're not getting the 1 rock out.
No.
I like the guard.
Okay.
I like it. He doesn't have anything on the other side, does he?
I like the situation that they're in, and you can't
Does he have
argue
anything
with
on the
that.
intern side?
Well, lying 3 as it is right now, but
No, you can't see
He's
it.
got
He
a
could-
slash, but I don't know what that does.
No. Uh-oh. Here's trouble.
We're going to run out of time here.
Only problem is he runs our guard in there or something. And
If they're red guards, though, that's the only good news.
yeah, but he, like...
Leave it high. He's got to run the guards. That's what he's going to do for sure. I don't know what else we do, Russ.
Well, unless you got to the inside with hack or...
But then he still has the slash.
This is the respect that
I
the two
don't know.
skips particularly have for each
Let
other's
him waste a
shot-making
couple of
abilities.
rocks. Guard him some front.
He's going to be...
Russ just very worried if they play a guard and Mark Dacey makes a great shot. How will they get in there? But the reality is, John, that it is New Brunswick lying 3 in the 4-foot.
as it stands
Just tight,
right
man,
now,
Well,
Just clean it.
clean! Clean! It's over bending!
James
Clean!
Grattan,
Clean!
Halfway.
Clean!
his final
Tight.
stone in
Over bending.
5.
Clean. Clean only. Just.
Whoa!
And they're looking to protect a very crowded house.
Sorry, guys. Wanted it higher than that. Sorry. Would have been nice to get him dead even. Sorry. I wanted it higher than the other one.
Just bent.
Wider it bends.
This is the big Wobie Dazzler shot. Driving
Even
it
if you
straight
just
back.
catch this one thin, you might
He
get
makes
some
the
action.
double. At a minimum, wants to remove those 2 guards, clean up the front so that he's got a shot, a way to get into the 4-foot on his last shot.
Whoa! Close. Yep, yep.
Bruce
Hard,
Wallace
hard, 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 hard.
looking to kill 2 in front. There's 1, there's 2.
Okay.
And mist coming through the house. Direction changed a little bit.
He'll still be happy.
That was the
because,
wish.
well, there's no way that Russ Howard can guard both sides.
So it's
Dacey,
open.
It's about having a shot.
Shoot, why did I leave my longer? He has that, but it's staying. And he has that, and we can't get him out. Up there, he has a...
Yeah.
Maybe even top 12.
Yeah, I like that.
How much ice?
And then he's doing that. That's not bad. Top 12. Do you want to guard all the yellow?
Right here would be good, this line. Leave him as little as possible.
Down to Skips Rocks.
Top
Harris
12.
throws first. Dacey with the
Top
hammer
12.
here in 5.
I know. We still got to guard the yellow, I think, hey?
Guarding
What do
in
you
the
got
house
here?
to make the shot tougher.
Speed.
It's about 8.5.
Red Rocks belong to Russ Howard. He's lying 3.
Where is it?
Top 12.
Yep. Top 12.
All right.
Whoa, line.
Room. Really got to go at the end.
We're going to have to go.
High! Hey! High, guys! High line! High! 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 High!
Heavy brush. They wanted to bring it deeper than that.
Okay.
Light. Never top 12, eh?
Wanted to be in the top of the 12-foot.
They're yelling,
not bending.
oh, they're yelling top 12.
Yeah, top 12 would have been fine for line.
Well, then my line's good.
Howard has the lead at 2-1, playing 5.
Well,
Dacey has 2 rocks to come.
You got to hit a little high side to kick this one.
We got to get it to the 4-foot.
Yeah, I know, but how much you're going to lose a lot of energy, and you got to push that out here.
Does a hard nose hit on 4 get 8 out of the 4-foot?
You got.
Yeah, they line number 1. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but
Well,
I'm
they're
right
going
on
to
top.
line number 1 anyway.
But I'm right on top of him.
No, you got to kill that.
They're laying 3. I mean, if they steal 1 here, I'm not that upset.
Make the double.
I missed that, and I'm going to have a pretty hard shot to cut it down to 1. Play to stay at the shooter, because even if the shooter stays over here, I might be able to use it to come in on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the call.
This curl's pretty good, even with peel.
Okay.
This is about running these in here. Shooter goes over here. This is not about being shot when it's done. He knows that's not likely. But if he doesn't make some motion now and get a couple out, John, he not only will not have a shot, but he could give up a pile.
Peel.
This is about
little bit broom side,
playing
but
for his final
close to
stone,
nose.
and he needs somewhere to go with it to get 1 at the very least. Nova Scotia's Mark Dacey.
Whoa! Wow! Whoa!
Got a lot of weight.
Whoa! Wow! Girls.
No brushing required. He gets rid of 2. And the shooter won't hang around, but there's only the 1 red stone there as the shot rock belonging to New Brunswick now.
I don't know what he has right now. He has a shot for
he's got
two.
an in-turn hack. Ooh.
And there's a straight pick. That's it. That's a tough hack. That's tough. Yeah. Yeah. How much? We got to make sure of this one.
This will go.
What's that?
We're probably better here, aren't we?
You think it's a straight pick?
Okay.
Just touch the center line.
It's to the center line.
Did he get to the inside of that in-turn?
Well, he leaves a hole. That intern would finish
New Brunswick lying one.
Pop him out of there.
Howard's final stone in 5 to come.
Intern come by is red.
Oh,
one
yeah,
out
you don't need a hole for that.
across the face. Well,
Yeah,
you need a hole for
James
his guard.
curled there once.
When he's over right now.
For Russ, this is about getting another stone
Hard line, hard
into
line,
the
hard
house.
line, hard line.
Does not want to leave a lot of yellows and a long guard.
Hard!
Tight!
Clean!
Tight!
Clean!
It's over,
Otis
Benny,
shot
guys.
and Lecoq.
Clean!
Master sweepers
Just
out front
clean.
for
Never touch it.
Russ Howard.
Just clean it.
Ah!
Can't give him the pick. Well,
This rock is curling a lot. But it should be good enough.
It's right on the line. And what does that leave Mark Dacey?
Well, the concern was, can he come around that outside and touch the red one enough to get it out of the 4-foot? With the guard thrown by Russ, I would suggest the answer is no.
that's all we can do, man.
There we go.
Field.
Hear the call by Mark. Drive it straight back.
Knows it.
It's a tough two.
It's a tough two. But he has not faced easy ones today.
Looking back to last night in the 8th against Randy Furby, the angle race takeout for 3 that he engineered.
And this is his strength, John. It is the hitting game, playing very well again today.
Whoa.
He reads the angles
Whoa,
well
whoa,
and
whoa.
throws big weight well as well.
Final stone of the 5th
Whoa.
end. Mark Dacey in a little trouble here if he doesn't make this.
Still a nice shot for one, boy.
It's a heck of a shot to save one. Couldn't save the shooter.
This is a tough shot. That's a long, long guard.
Curl a hair, man. I know.
Curls a little bit more. He scores 2, but he scores 1 in an end that has been all Howard. He's got to be happy with that.
Yeah, a little Houdini stuff there right now.
He had 2 top 12. We had 2 down.
Here are the gentlemen you're watching this morning. Grant Otishaw and Andrew Gibson are throwing lead stones. Mark Lecoq and Rob Harris are the seconds for 2 great teams. James Grattan and Bruce Lonis are the 3rd shooters. And the skips, Russ Howard in his 13th Brier, Mark Dacey in his 4th. Great shooting skips in a 2-2 tie.
Oh, when you're smiling, yeah, when you're smiling, the whole world, it smiles with you.
Smiles, crispy outside, mashed potato inside. From McCain.
Slam cards, tomorrow's card today.
Hockey, stars, teams, stats, bios.
Slam cards, get yours today.
Slam cards, collect them all. In stores today.
When you drive, it pays to see what's ahead. That's why you need new wiper blades from ANCO. In bad weather, ANCO's exclusive design scoops water up and clears it away. That's one reason more drivers trust ANCO than any other brand. See, there is a difference. ANCO, the clearest choice in wiper blades.
Ottawa used to contribute 50% of the cost of health care. So how much do you think it contributes now? That's right, 16%. For what Canadians say is their #1 priority. Isn't it time the federal government started paying its fair share for health care?
It's going to be the biggest curling event ever held anywhere in the world. The 2005 Brier in Edmonton. In celebration of Alberta's centennial year, we invite curling fans from coast to coast, and especially those whose family roots are deep in Alberta, to be there for the draw of the century. The 2005 Brier in Edmonton, the largest 9-day gathering of sports fans that you might ever see. Reserve your place in history now.
Get your skis shined up, grab a stick of juicy fruit. The taste is gonna move ya. Take a sniff, pull it out. The taste is gonna move you when you pop it in your mouth. Juicy fruit is gonna move ya.
Sweet. Juicy Fruit Red. Sweet.
TSN HD, redefining the image of sport. TSN HD is proudly presented by JVC. JVC, the HD technology leader.
The 2004 Nokia Brier on TSN is brought to you by Karcher. You'll look for things to clean. By Ford, built for life in Canada. And by Nokia, official wireless phone of the Season of Champions.
It is the final day of the round robin, and 6 teams are in the hunt for the playoffs. Prince Edward Island and Manitoba are playing out the string with PEI leading there 7-3. These two teams in the thick of the battle, all tied at 2. Newfoundland Labrador, skipped by Brad Gouchou, in control of a game with Quebec at 5-3. Gouchou is looking to go to 8-2, and Ontario clinging to a hope for a playoff game, leading 7-3 over on Sheet D. Some of the sponsors that make the Season of Champions possible for these great curling teams, and we'd like to thank the sponsors who make curling possible in this great nation.
The world's largest hotel chain is almost anywhere you want to go. The world's largest hotel chain tucks you in around the globe. With over 4,000 hotels in over 80 countries, the world's largest hotel chain is Best Western, inviting you to get a good night's sleep. Best Western, the world's largest hotel chain. Call 1-800-WESTERN or visit bestwestern.com.
With new intelligent four-wheel drive and a 200-horsepower Duratec engine, the 2005 Ford Escape can get you out of the city. Can you get the city out of you? The new 2005 Ford Escape Canada's #1 selling compact SUV just got better.
Ever notice the way guys love to use their Karcher? Is it because of Karcher's German engineering, incredible features, exceptional styling? It's because Karcher really cleans. Karcher invented the first household pressure washer and sells more of them worldwide than anybody else. Karcher is also the world leader in commercial and industrial cleaning equipment. Everyone loves their Karcher. Can you blame them? Trust Karcher. You'll look for things to clean.
The new phones from Nokia, the world's #1 maker of wireless phones. They put a new spin on everything you do. Nokia, connecting people.
One reason we decided to start renting tuxedos at Moore's is because guys aren't just wearing them for weddings anymore. It could be a date, a fancy dinner, or the prom. They head to Moore's, select the style they want, get fitted, pick it up, and off they go. So when you rent a tuxedo from Moore's, you can relax and feel confident you'll look good on special occasions. Even the most important ones. Tuxedo rental packages from as little as $60. Well made, well priced, well dressed. Moore's.
TSN HD, redefining the image of sport. TSN HD is proudly presented by JVC. JVC, the HD technology leader.
Visit Weston.com, member of Starwood Preferred Guest.
Sask Place in Saskatoon, home to the 4th Nokia Brier as the Brier celebrates 75 years. And we look at a terrific match this morning with playoff implications on the line.
Hard, real hard.
New Brunswick's Russ Howard at 7-2 against Nova Scotia's Mark Dacey 8-1. Dacey is already qualified for the playoffs with that record, but is looking to lock up top spot if he possibly can. Time now for After 5, and you're on.
Well, let's look at the numbers. We've got a tie game and some very good percentages on hits. You see that the advantage is New Brunswick for the draws, but overall, it has been who has been making the big shot at the right time. We thought it would be about the skips battling it out. It has been. Russ Howard at 80%, Mark Dacey at 85%. Huge numbers, and the degree of difficulty for their shots, John, this morning has been huge.
After 5, brought to you by True Value Hardware. Help is just around the corner.
What number, Rob? What number?
All right, back 12. All right, back 12. All right.
Grant Odeshaw trying to get around that tight guard, and this is that spot, John, where they wondered if there was something wrong with the ice. The last time we came here, there was a rock that picked and slowed down.
Something wrong with this stone as it slides all the way through, but the ice was not the problem. Debris on the ice was. There's Hans Vutrick, and there's what he found.
To show us in the booth, it's little pieces. What you see, the black marks, that's the gripper, the bottom of the sole of someone's shoes who is out here on the ice, and when that stays on the ice, you can imagine that when a rock goes over that, it just stops or loses a turn, has a huge impact.
So they have corrected that problem.
And that's why it's important to keep your brush down in front of the path of the rock all the time.
Whoa, don't finish. Just let it die. Yeah, maybe a little, yep.
So we got the gang from CSI here. We could likely find out whose shoes were responsible for that problem. Could we not?
We could. CSI can do a lot.
And over on sheet C, Newfoundland and Labrador, Brad Gushu at 7-2. With a 5-3 lead. Here's the last stone for Daniel Lafleur. And the Quebecers are hanging tough against a great team from the Rock.
And this is a team, this young Quebec team, that has played very well this week, has not always walked off the ice with a W, but you know that with every game they will play hard, and 3 spot right here.
Little tap and count up the Red Rocks. Quebec will get 3, And it's 6-5 there. Very
Halfway.
important
Line's
game
good.
for
A little later.
Gushu.
It is.
Line's okay.
And for Brad Gushu,
Easy,
what you
just
didn't see
over.
is he made a double on his last stone to not
Lead.
allow
No
even
finish,
more
no
points.
finish. Yep, hard. Get it over. Get it over. It's over. Whoa.
A
Over
ready
and drop.
line one on the
Whoa,
pot,
whoa,
and
whoa,
a guard. Team Nova Scotia wants to protect that stone. Worry about other things later. It's about making sure they can't get to that great spot.
Control. Control.
Whoa! Right off. It's heavy.
One off the front.
Tight.
Manitoba struggling against Prince Edward Island this morning at 7-1 there. And this is updated on sheet D, 7-2 now for Ontario.
Not bad.
Mike Harris needs to win, and then he needs a little help if he wants to have an opportunity to make the tiebreaker round.
Finish it hard.
Ontario coming in at 5-4.
Hard all the way now.
It is no longer just about what he can do, and you don't like to be in that position, John, on the last day of waiting for other things to happen for you.
Get that now.
Howard is watching the sheet next door and cheering for Quebec. And Ontario will have a final game against Saskatchewan this afternoon. The standings are like this, with the top two at 8-1. Nova Scotia and Alberta qualified for the playoffs one way or another. A matter of how they finish, 1, 2, 3, or 4, still to be decided. New Brunswick and Newfoundland and Labrador 7-2 right there.
Hard. Whoa! Up. Whoa! Hard in yellow. Yellow, not the red. High! Gee.
Talai's shot.
Losing yours too, Mar?
New Brunswick.
Losing yours? Back 8.
This is a long guard that you cannot see on your screen right now, just over the hot line. But this stone, the red one, still is exposed, and that's what Bruce Lonis is trying to remove right now.
Whoa! Back line close to the hack. Hack to the hack.
Will he get it around? No brushing required.
Never. Get up, baby. Get up. Good.
Nice shot. It will remain open, however. And Howard looks for a bit of a roll.
And you can see that long guard that is causing havoc. Makes it tougher to get the roll because they can't throw good weight at the stone, John. They have to throw only about halfway.
Line! Whoa! Line! Back line!
Same path. Same shot. But Nova Scotia is the shot stone there. Back of the 4 at 4 o'clock.
Sorry. Tough shots, James. You only left 2-0. What was Grant fucking thinking about?
He had back line. We were yelling it.
You got a rack.
We should have let it rack then.
No, I mean, but he's...
Yeah. Hack. Nose hit.
Mark can see about half of that stone from the hack as you look at that angle. With that long guard.
Down to Skips Rocks, and Dacey throws first after picking up 1 in 5.
Yep.
Weight's good. Whoa! Weight's good. No!
Port. Ever.
No.
Ever. Port. Off.
No.
Off.
A hitter's game
Hard,
for the moment. Narrowly misses.
You got a very nice roll as well there, John, behind
Tucked
that
in
corner
behind.
guard.
Ontario has
A
one.
little bit up from Hackey.
So Mike
Just a
Harris
little up
and
from
his
Hackey.
team
I was saying board, but I wasn't whiteboard.
will sit and watch the sheet they were playing next to Quebec and Newfoundland, and it's over on A as Prince Edward Island hammers Manitoba 9-3. Manitoba drops to 3-7, and PEI goes to 4-6.
28 is what I'm thinking.
And this is the one that has interest as well as the one we have been covering all morning long.
And it
Quebec
is
with a chance to be a spoiler here. Sorry,
well,
Kat.
they do, and on top of that, for Newfoundland and Labrador's Brad Gushu, he has Randy Furby left tonight, so that is not an easy game.
High! High! Back forward!
Wait,
whoa! Whoa!
First for Russ Howard here in 6.
Whoa!
He has the hammer.
I gotta get rid of that rock, man.
High!
Well, opportunity here for Mark Dacey to try and make the last shot even more important for Howard.
No, you gotta get rid of that. Everybody else's is moving.
Shot stone
At least a foot. Like you're only
belongs
a
to
foot
Nova
heavy.
Scotia.
Don't any better than that.
No.
Concern?
Good Lord. I thought I was tight on you.
I thought you were.
Concerned by Russ with the stones that he is throwing.
Oh, that's not going anywhere.
This is the straight side, though.
Yeah, but still, none of yours are going anywhere. We've been wide and like high side on every one of your shots there.
And where do you want the shooter after that?
Get too cute.
Either right behind or way away. What they don't want to do is leave that stone there to give Russ Howard the out. You've heard Russ talk about his stones. Perception is often reality to Skips, John, whether those stones are good or not. For Russ, he feels that a couple of times now his stones have run straight where others have curled, and you can expect that he will trade those off in the next end to someone else on his team.
Control. Whoa. Whoa.
Final stone for Mark Dacey. Howard has one to come after this in the 6th end.
Whoa. Right off. Whoa. Right off. Andy.
Nova Scotia, the hits. And he rolls it to count, or at least lie 3 as it is right now. What does Howard have left? The button?
He has a tough shot because not only does he need to get to the fork, but that long guard is the problem. He needs to scoot by this.
And put it on the logo. Pretty well.
It's a strong part of Russ's game at 75% on his draws today. And they have been difficult. I don't think that Mark Dacey or Russ Howard can
What are you thinking, Grant?
say that they've had a very
8
easy
1/4.
shot.
Is that all?
No question, he is a superb shot maker. Final stone in the 6th.
Wait's close. Wait's there.
Russ Howard faces 3, Nova Scotia yellow.
Whoa, no line. We're all there. Line to Line over.
Coming in the other way, the brushers are required. Odishaw and Lecoq. Now James Grattan comes up. Will they have enough to get there? It's a huge steal for Nova Scotia. 2 for sure. Have they counted 3? Howard comes up lights. Nova Scotia takes control with a huge steal in the 6th.
Welcome back to the newsroom. I'm Rod Smith. Vancouver Canucks forward Todd Bertuzzi has been suspended for the rest of the NHL regular season and the Stanley Cup playoffs.
It wasn't this time about should it be 2 games, 4 games, 5 games. We felt that the player Todd Bertuzzi had given up his right to perform the rest of the season, and then we had to address the fact: should it be the playoffs? Should it be 1 round? Should it be 2 rounds? And in our opinion, because of the act, because of the injury to the player, because of a number of factors and criteria, we felt that his right to perform the rest of the season, he had to give that up, and we had to take that away from him.
Now, in addition, Bertuzzi will have to apply to Commissioner Gary Bettman for reinstatement prior to training camps in September. We'll have more throughout the day here on TSN.
We like to stay fit and enjoy an active lifestyle, but we still want great taste in our favorite foods.
A healthy diet low in saturated and trans fats may reduce the risk of heart disease. McCain Super Fries are low in saturated and trans fats. Best of all, they're so golden, so crispy, and have even more delicious flavor.
Great choice. Where's mine?
Your favorite McCain Super Fries with non-hydrogenated oil, low in saturated and trans fats. A great choice in a healthy diet.
It's going to be the biggest curling event ever held anywhere in the world. The 2005 Brier in Edmonton. In celebration of Alberta's centennial year, we invite curling fans from coast to coast, and especially those whose family roots are deep in Alberta, to be there for the draw of the century. The 2005 Brier in Edmonton, the largest 9-day gathering of sports fans that you might ever see. Reserve your place in history now.
Over 1 million understand its strength. It can improve your energy, your shape. This is Bowflex Power Rod technology, and it can only be found on genuine Bowflex equipment, like the new Bowflex Extreme. Now you can get the results you want, the exercise you need, all at an affordable price. You've never seen this Bowflex before. Now's your chance. Call now and get a free video or DVD and check out the new Bowflex Extreme. You can have a high-performance body. Just look for real Bowflex Power Rod technology, proven effective at burning fat and building muscle. Now you can own the new Extreme with low monthly payments, now available in Canada. The Bowflex Extreme is not available in stores. You know you're ready. Let Bowflex help you get there. Call now for a free video or DVD today, because your results matter.
As a proud sponsor of the BMW Williams F1 team, Budweiser gives you a chance to get closer to the track with the Budweiser King of the Track contest. A trip for 4 to the 2004 Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal, including race pass, hotel, and spending money courtesy of Budweiser. Hit stop at tsn.ca/contest and complete the entry form for a chance to win. Plus, get one of 3 BMW Williams F1 team shirts inside specially marked Budweiser King packs in Ontario. No purchase necessary, must be legal drinking age.
Get your skis shined up, grab a stick of juicy fruit. The taste is gonna move ya. Take a sniff, pull it out. The taste is gonna move you when you pop it in your mouth. Juicy fruit is gonna move ya.
Sweet. Juicy fruit. Sweet.
Sask Place in Saskatoon, the final day of the round robin of the 2004 Nokia Brier. Key game this morning. Nova Scotia's Mark Dacey, the runner-up a year ago against the two-time Brier and world champion Russ Howard of New Brunswick. And Howard gave up a huge 3 in 6. So Dacey has control of the game at 5-2 as we play 7.
He does, and for Russ Howard, there's not a lot of times, John, that you will see him give up a steal of 3. The last time that he did that in Brier play was in the final in this building, a final that he would lose to Greg McCauley.
And only one other game continuing here this morning. It's Newfoundland against Quebec. Newfoundland and Labrador. Brad Gouchou at 7-2 coming in, and Gouchou has been hard-pressed to stay with Quebecers all morning. An open draw here, though, for 2. And a chance to retake the lead. Newfoundland and Labrador trying to lock up a playoff spot for sure. And a win this morning goes a long way to doing that. 2 8-1 teams. Dacey of Nova Scotia, Furby of Alberta have a playoff lock, and then there are some other things to be decided with the 4 teams following.
You bet.
Just clean, I think.
And for Russ Howard, what he needs to do is to generate opportunities for offense, and he will do that by playing the corner guard game and ignore the stones in the house.
Trying to wait.
Good.
Look at the difference, and that was more ice than you.
Mark Dacey just trying to figure out where to put these stones. He has 2 in the house, and even though those are tough to remove, wants to minimize the guards out front. Speaking of throwing, yesterday, John, in the afternoon, I went to the Nutana Curling Club and played a little bit of this curling game, and I had a chance to meet the Dundurn Elementary Grade 6 class, who are all budding curlers, and I just want to say hello to them this morning.
I got it. Just hold behind the guard. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep. Good.
Nova Scotia lying 3 as a result of that. NHL on TSN Sunday, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, Nashville. From Detroit. And good morning, Saskatoon. Join us for that 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time.
Lots. Way heavy. Way heavy.
Yep. No, back 8, back 12. Pack.
Huge turnaround in this game with a steal of 3 by Dacey in 6. That's the advantage he holds right now. The shot stone belongs to Howard, sitting there on the Brier logo.
By tapping that stone back a couple of feet, John, it makes the removal easy for the Dacey team just to pick the stone out this way. Not concerned about keeping the shooter. More rocks in play means more opportunities for the Howard team to freeze.
Hard! Whoa! Hard! Whoa! Take the back. Whoa!
Dacey keeps putting the pressure on, though, does he not?
He does. For Bruce would have been happy on that last one, John, to clip the stone at the back of the 8-foot. Take it out of play.
Back 4.
Could
Russ
be dangerous before this is over, yes.
Sure, just wants to tap these stones back, create a bit of a pocket, because as they sit right now in front of the tee line, even freezing on top of them would not give him shot.
Yep. Through. Line. Whoa. Whoa.
So it's not as much about the shot that is made here by James Grattan as much as what they might be able to do as a result of what he leaves.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay.
Playing in 7. Howard has the hammer after giving up that huge 3.
There it is, looming behind Russ.
Yep, hard. Hard! Gotta go real hard. Hard! Really hard, guys.
Bruce Lonis, Nova Scotia.
Whoa! Whoa!
And he gets rid of some of the rocks that you were talking about.
What are you doing there? Okay.
Opens it up a little more.
A little tight? A little bit.
Not the result at all, John, because all of a sudden now it's a chance for the New Brunswick team, Russ Howard, to split the house. Lie 2 just hit this not where he wanted to. You heard him say tight out of his hand. Removes 3 of his own and leaves New Brunswick shots.
Real hard. I think so. Hard line. Switch. Hard! Hard line. Hard! 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 Hooray!
Heavy brushing as New Brunswick lies 2.
I died a bit. I thought I was there all day. Curled, too.
Had a busy morning.
Could take a rip at it.
Yeah.
I mean, my shooter
Looked like it.
stay right there.
Like it didn't change its handle, but it obviously
Lots
hit
of work by
something.
the front end this morning.
No. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it right now.
Well, there's no double jam.
There's what?
There's no jam. There's no double jam to leave 2 reds in. That's impossible.
Well, that's fine.
Take a rip at it?
Yeah.
Touch more ice. Touch more. I'm thinking about peeling it right into the red. There's no double jam.
He's gutsy, we'll give you that.
Positive. Positive.
Talking about running the 2 together, hitting
Even
that
if you
one.
hit it thin, that back one goes out because it's only side frozen. And my shooter always
Not
stays
that
in.
way, Wellesley.
That's one of the most difficult shots I've seen predicted in the history of curling.
Shooter
But
always
I'm
just goes
with
right
you.
in
I had a
that
little
yellow.
arrow directional problem, but you got my point. He's playing the outside in shot. They were going to peel it out, and he thought, what the heck, try for the double.
Technology, Kath.
Uh,
Huh? Sometimes it just jumps up and bites you back, doesn't it?
Hard! 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 Whoa! Hard! Hard!
Skip Stones first.
Whoa.
Mark Dacey.
and
that's a big.
Hard!
Gets rid of 2 New Brunswick Stones, and that'll make multiple points a little more
that is
difficult
such
for Howard.
a tough shot, but he called it, thought about it, has the weight, and what a great shot. Great brushing, because this rock just at the back will get out.
And the red jams on yellow at the back, and
Good
he
heads
still
up.
has enough
Took it off.
to roll that out of there.
What a fine shot.
James a little tight on his?
All of a sudden,
he's
it's a
light.
wide open house, pretty much.
What's draw weight?
Still think it's like 8 and a bit.
I do too. I think he's still fine. He just smudged on him.
Howard's first. He has the hammer in 7.
Just through.
All right. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa,
Back line!
whoa.
Back line!
Close.
Whoa!
Never. Roll it, Grant.
Hoping, of course, that he would have rolled a little bit more.
Thanks.
But sometimes these are the toughest ones, John. If it's right behind, Mark Dacey knows he has to run the rock straight back. This is a little bit of a teaser. Do you play the run back or do you play the pick? He's playing the pick.
Best we could do, really.
Dacey's final stone here. With a 3-point lead after that huge steal
Yeah.
in 6.
Yours went pretty good there. Mine shouldn't go as hard as yours.
And no question about it, he's got Russ Howard in a little trouble here this morning.
He does indeed.
In a close game until the 6th end. These two matched each other shot for shot until then.
Whoa! Green.
And Dacey went one
Yep.
better.
Whoa! Yep! Yes! Whoa!
Nicely picked out of there.
Thanks.
So no way for
There you
2.
go, guys. Thanks. Thanks.
Pistol on your first one there, bud.
Thanks.
Howard will wait
Well,
until 8 to try and get back a little closer in this one. New Brunswick blanks the 7th. It's a 5-2 advantage for this man, Mark Dacey, who made it all the way to the Brier final a year ago in Halifax.
When you drive, it pays to see what's ahead. That's why you need new wiper blades from ANCO. In bad weather, ANCO's exclusive design scoops water up and clears it away. That's one reason more drivers trust ANCO than any other brand. See, there is a difference. ANCO, the clearest choice in wiper blades.
Here's a great new gift idea for all hockey fans.
the NHL Hockey Hero CD. It sounds like a Stanley Cup radio broadcast, except the star player's anyone you choose. Holy Mackinac, the Leafs win the Stanley Cup as rookie sensation Robbie Tevlin has just scored one of the greatest goals in NHL history. You get your personalized NHL Hockey Hero CD and mini poster with greeting card, all for $29.95. Hear more and order yours today at NHLHockeyHero.com.
Ottawa used to contribute 50% of the cost of health care. So how much do you think it contributes now? That's right, 16%. For what Canadians say is their #1 priority. Isn't it time the federal government started paying its fair share for health care?
What do you get for the service charges your bank makes you pay? Do they make your savings grow? Most banks pay almost no interest. Do they make your banking easier? No. Most banks make you pay even when you're doing the work. Is that fair? Perhaps you should become a customer of ING Direct. You'll never pay a service charge, but your savings will grow, earning high interest. Get real value. Call 1-800-ING Direct. Save your money.
Over 1 million understand its strength. It can improve your energy, your shape. This is Bowflex Power Rod technology, and it can only be found on genuine Bowflex equipment, like the new Bowflex Extreme. Now you can get the results you want, the exercise you need, all at an affordable price. You've never seen this Bowflex before. Now's your chance. Call now and get a free video or DVD and check out the new Bowflex Extreme. You can have a high-performance body. Just look for real Bowflex Power Rod technology, proven effective at burning fat and building muscle. Now you can own the new Extreme with low monthly payments, now available in Canada. The Bowflex Extreme is not available in stores. You know you're ready. Let Bowflex help you get there. Call now for a free video or DVD today, because your results matter.
2 more draws to complete after we wrap up here on Breakfast at the Brier. It is day 6, draw 15. And a critical showdown between New Brunswick and Nova Scotia with playoff implications hanging in the balance. We do know that Nova Scotia's Mark Dacey will be around for the playoffs with his record at 8-1. Russ Howard is still trying to solidify his spot at 7-2.
Whoa! 64. Whoa line! Whoa line! What line? Back 4. Whoa line. Getting better. No, no,
Wait,
no. Line's good. No! Back 4. No line.
We'll check out a few numbers now. The player comparisons brought to you by Nokia, official wireless phone of the Season of Champions.
Some pretty good numbers this morning for both leads, John. You see there's not much of a difference between the two. That means that they're putting the rocks in the right spot, and it has not been at the front end that there has been a huge story this morning. Some good numbers.
Now it's there. It's heavy.
Russ Howard.
Yep, hard.
With the
hard,
hammer as we
hard,
play.
Real hard.
Yep.
Hard. Real smudging, eh? That's good. What the hell is it?
Talking about smudging, these would be back to the gripper
all
marks.
that side of the sheet there is.
We're still trying to find out who needs new shoes.
And someone like Hounds, as you know, got on that right away. He wants to make sure that there's not something going on with the ice plant, and when he came back with that pile of debris,
Right up.
means that somebody's gripper is letting go.
Second stack up this way.
Very close numbers once again. Both Mark and Rob Harris playing very well. Anytime you're over 80%, you're having a good outing. And again, what this has said to us is that the front end's complete parity.
New Brunswick's Mark Lecoq.
Back 4.
Played very well in Halifax a year ago. He was a second-team All-Star.
Go around it.
No.
I got it.
No line. Ready? Yep. Hard. Real hard. 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 Yep.
Partially covered there. Over on sheet C, the only other game going this morning, Quebec's Daniel Lafleur up against Newfoundland and Labrador's Brad Gouchou. This has been a tussle all morning long, and the opportunity here, a chance for a couple for Lafleur with his final stone. Not this time. That rolls away, and it'll be a steal of one. So Gouchou improves his advantage to 2 points at 8-6.
And nicely done by Rob Harris to raise her own stone back and remove the New Brunswick red stone that was in the house.
Rob's funny to watch.
We're looking at the shoes.
All the shoes. Oh, a little red-green tape on that one. Duct tape there.
Well, and that's not to hold his shoe together. That would be to minimize resistance on his trailing foot so that it doesn't touch the ice.
Yeah, lots.
Doesn't mean it's taped together because the bottom's falling off.
No line, just let it smudge. Grab some crap.
I had my best CSI
Way back.
investigation going there.
Now, on the bottom of his shoe, though, as he kicks back, that's a different story. You can see on the outside some of the pebbling, almost as the gripper starts to wear. It makes little rubber balls on the outside, and when those drop off, that's what the rocks can pick up. Good CSI work, Wellesley.
Off! Off! Off, right off.
Playing an 8 and a flash.
Ooh, a big miscue there. Need to catch one or the other of those, and the lead certainly is for James Grattan this morning, and Bruce Lona's numbers will not be helped by that last shot.
Double. I think we got to make the roll, don't we?
Like that?
Yeah.
Russ Howard down by 3 with the hammer here, and an opportunity to set up multiple points in 8.
Hey, control! Hey! Control! Hooray! Yeah! Hard!
This is all about the
forget it.
roll, trying
Wow.
to set up a way to score 3.
Yep.
Nova Scotia still shot stone. Half of the 4. That's 3 o'clock.
For James, without that roll, the stone is exposed. It's wide open, and that's the stone that Mark Dacey will chase. Talked a lot about Hans Withrick this morning, the ice maker. His assistant, Eric Monfort, asked me to pass along a happy birthday to his wife, Pam, back home in Winnipeg. I asked him what he bought her for a gift, and he looked shocked. Part of the deal, Eric.
Whoa! Yep! Hard! Yep! Hard! Yep! Hard! 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 Whoa, 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 whoa. Good.
Looking ahead to the summer season on TSN. Well, not very far away when we think about golf. And the PGA Tour on TSN. The Players' Championship begins March 25th. All the action there.
I don't mind the draw now.
Mark Dacey is a player in the off-season.
He most definitely is.
A fine player, head professional at
Gotta
Fox
make sure
Harbor.
we go.
Russ Howard, great player too. He's off to play in Norway, a little snow golf when his curling duties are over here.
Mike Harris, also a very good golfer at the North Falklands Golf and Country Club. Lots of golfers in this curling game.
Nova Scotia still lies 1. And when your dad has been to the Brier 13 times, you get a pretty good seat. There's Ashley Howard, who's 14. I met her yesterday. She's a real fun kid. Hi, Ashley.
One bent. Like,
Did it ever? Should say hi to my Ashley, too, and her winger, Leanne, studying hard, I'm sure, at Wilfrid Laurier University this week.
Naturally.
And there's Wendy.
It's Russ's wife.
Going around would have been tempting because
I know, because it's technically only one rock. I would have, I don't know. I was torn down there.
I wouldn't have figured that Ashley would have been camera shy down there, but she seemed to be just a little bit.
Or hit roll, either one. Peel weight.
Mark looking for that long cross-house double. That is a long way to go, but he can throw the weight, and that's what you need for a double that's that far apart.
All the way across the rings to make this. Mark Dacey has made some spectacular shots already this week. A long double here. And the angle not quite right.
Sorry, a little tight.
Had to hit a little bit more of the top one. Advantage is all Mark Dacey this morning, but what is not on here is the degree of difficulty of many of the shots. For Russ Howard, the only shot I'm sure he would take back is the draw in 6 against 3. That's been the story of this game.
Board, control, control,
whoa, whoa,
control.
Until the 6th, it was a seesaw battle. Howard tries to turn this in for a big finish here. He has the last rock and 8, needs this to split the house. And that opens the door for Howard to get a couple.
Very good chance at it for Mark Dacey. That is a very, very flat pair of red stones. So we'll hit and stick and then say to Russ, do that again. You can take your deuce.
Shot. That was a beauty show.
Yeah, I wanted to roll a little.
Yeah.
Fairness to Dacey, the double he tried was a tough shot going all that way, was it not?
It was pretty long, but with the weight that he can throw, it's not about having to throw any more weight. These ones are very flat, as you see. That's why he's just looking for the nose hit on this one. But the first one, John, it was there for sure. He needed to hit a bigger part of the first stone so that the angle was not as acute.
No chance for 2 here. Dacey will hit and stay.
Well, he's rolling a little bit too far. That means Russ does not have to hit. He can just draw for his extra point.
The deuce.
All right. The first one was brutal. Got a chance at it.
What do you got?
Same as it has been.
Doesn't help you.
Not slowing down.
8.5.
8.5.
Oh yeah. Hey, fighting. Don't give him a 3.
8 1/4, 8.5 area. Mark. Oh, looks like a lot.
We can hurt it, Mark. Oh. Clean.
Clean it.
Russ
Clean
Howard.
Clean it.
Clean it hard. Clean it hard.
Seeking his 108th win.
Not through.
At the Brier. Coming in as the winningest skip in the history of this event with 100, adding 7 more. And adding a couple of points here. That means we're in for a big finish as Howard gets his deuce in 8.
60.
It's 5-4 as we head to the 9th end on day 6 at the Saskatoon Brier.
The world's largest hotel chain is almost anywhere you want to go. The world's largest hotel chain tucks you in around the globe. With over 4,000 hotels in over 80 countries, the world's largest hotel chain is Best Western, inviting you to get a good night's sleep. Best Western, the world's largest hotel chain. Call 1-800-WESTERN or visit bestwestern.com.
It's been restyled inside and out. But don't let the new look fool you. The 2005 Ford Escape can get you out of the city. Can you get the city out of view. The new 2005 Ford Escape, Canada's #1 selling compact SUV, just got better.
Ever notice the way guys love to use their Karcher? Is it because of Karcher's German engineering, incredible features, exceptional styling? It's because Karcher really cleans. Karcher invented the first household pressure washer and sells more of them worldwide than anybody else. Karcher is also the world leader in commercial and industrial cleaning equipment. Everyone loves their Karcher. Can you blame them? Trust Karcher. You'll look for things to clean.
The new phones from Nokia, the world's #1 maker of wireless phones. They put a new spin on everything you do. Nokia, connecting people.
At True Value, we encourage kids to throw rocks at houses, and we even like to give them a little help. We're proud to be the official hardware supplier to Curling's Season of Champions. Just like we're proud of our Master Mechanic tools, all hand tools have a lifetime guarantee on workmanship and material. Master Mechanic, your purchase of a lifetime. True Value, around the corner from your house.
It's going to be the biggest curling event ever held anywhere in the world. The 2005 Brier in Edmonton. In celebration of Alberta's centennial year, we invite curling fans from coast to coast, and especially those whose family roots are deep in Alberta, to be there for the draw of the century. The 2005 Brier in Edmonton, the largest 9-day gathering of sports fans that you might ever see. Reserve your place in history now.
Welcome back to Sask Place in Saskatoon. Home to the Brier for the first time in 2000, and that was the year the city of Saskatoon set the all-time Brier attendance record, 248,793 right here in this building. Great crowds all week long.
Line's good.
This
Little
has
tight.
been a virtual sellout.
It's a bit tight. No, it's good. It's good. Yep.
Back four.
Whoa. Whoa. A little heavy. Close. Room. Whoa. You're by. You're by. Right
Little
off,
heavy,
right
little
off,
heavy.
Right off, right off.
Ninth
Right
end.
off.
Little heavy, Mark.
New Brunswick and Nova Scotia with Mark Dacey of Nova Scotia holding a 5-4 lead, and a hammer here playing 9.
Pretty disappointed, just a misread rock. They took that one back, and they did have lots of room to get by. See the great crowds that we've had here in the morning, which is great for the players, John.
How does it look?
Trip to the Brier, you want to play in front of a lot of people.
And a bit intimidating for some of the teams who get to this championship for the first time. There's no question about that. A little Brier experience really goes a long way to helping the team hang around for the playoffs on the weekend.
It is, and it's about mental concentration when you're in your backswing and the crowd breaks out in a huge cheer, to be able to concentrate and throw the stone.
New Brunswick's R.Howard is back center stage this afternoon, and when you look at it, British Columbia's Jay Peachy is right in the middle of this. He plays Howard this afternoon, and then he plays Dacey this evening. And so
Hard. Whoa. Yep. Wait. Gotta go.
Jay Peachy has an opportunity to be around for the playoffs, but he needs a lot of things to go his way.
Okay. That's
So he holds the key for two teams here.
D-line fine.
Nova Scotia lying 2. Mark Lecoq is ready.
2 long guards by the team from New Brunswick.
Back 8. Back 8.
Have meant that those stones that are half exposed are a little bit more difficult to remove.
Whoa. All right.
Coming down.
All right.
Back 4. Back 4.
Whoa. Finish.
Go, Grant.
Finish.
Good. Good spot.
Happy with the placement of that rock.
2 long guards, and you can see that for Mark Dacey, he wants them gone, has last rock, and even though that red stone by New Brunswick is exposed, I agree with Mark.
Yeah. I don't mind running the back some. We're going to have a lot of weight. Out turn, cross face. Not.
Discussion about whether Rob should drive them back straight into the house and get some movement.
Peel them away. What do you think?
When they're that far apart and they're straight behind each other, to remove both is difficult, and you don't want to leave your guard there.
You're defeating the purpose by hanging around. A little bonus there. Gets rid of 1 long guard and 1 New Brunswick red in the house.
But he gave Russ Howard a pocket.
Sure if that's good or not.
We're getting a little greedy there by trying.
There's the pocket, as you see.
What do you want, just straight peel?
Yeah. Right in? Okay. I don't care.
Talked about the straight peel now in hindsight,
seen
saying
everything
perhaps
now.
it wasn't the right shot.
Yeah. Where are we going? Over Garden.
Heavy, heavy, just over. Clean.
Just over. Whoa.
Wall line, guys.
Whoa, line good.
Yep. Yep. Okay, whoa. Good shot.
And for Russ, not worried at all. He's got a couple of stones behind the tee line, John, something he can draw to later. Wants to make sure that the guards are there.
Rob Harris of Nova Scotia.
Yes! Yes! Whoa!
Looking to open the front up again.
Very bad break. Not only does Rob not remove either of the front stones, but he drove a red stone, which is a New Brunswick team stone, for shot.
Jamming on his yellow rock.
No, I was 57 all game.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yep. So did I?
So a change in tactics. Now all of a sudden with shot stone in the house, Russ Howard can draw to the top of the 4-foot. Big shot for James Grattan to put some pressure on Nova Scotia for the first time in a few ends since that 3 was scored.
Gotta go. Hard line.
New Brunswick picking up 2 and 8
Oh, you got.
to get back within 1.
Hard line.
But the hammer belongs to Nova Scotia here. Howard trying to set up a steal. Just got it by. And this is pretty. New Brunswick lies 2.
And they
Fairly
didn't
by.
really want it that deep, but when it's that tight, youch to the guards, you sweep to get by.
Little tap, pretty good.
Bruce Lonis being
Little
asked
tap,
to
pretty
tap.
good. Back 4 weight.
Wouldn't mind moving it back a little bit, John. Maybe somehow bring that other yellow stone into the picture at some point.
Yep.
Hard line.
Hard. Hard.
Weight's okay.
Finally. Yep.
Hard line.
Hard.
Wait, oh, whoa,
Hard.
whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep. Yep. Hard.
Back on it. Nice touch. A little tap.
A shot.
An exchange of shot stones. It belongs to Nova Scotia right now.
Okay.
Shot.
Standings
How far
to
are
the
we moving
moment. Nova Scotia and Alberta have qualified for extra play. New Brunswick and Newfoundland and Labrador at 7 and 2, still trying to lock up a spot. BC hoping and Ontario hoping as well. But both those teams needing a little help.
They do indeed.
BC and Ontario I'm talking about.
Hard. Hard!
Right on top. And not enough to be shot. Nova Scotia yellow is really well buried in there.
It is. There really was no way for James Grattan to be shot. Made a great shot to put himself.
The first one, you're saying? Well, just from what the way Mark shows it to the way I show it. Mine
That's
go.
the hard part, eh?
Yeah. Good throw.
It's been a real interesting game this morning.
Could come down and just corner freeze with the little tap.
Again, it's about moving the stones around. No way to score 2 at this point, but if he's able to touch this stone back, might be able to create that. But Mark wants to think about it, and so he's asked for a timeout.
Talked about it being an interesting game and close all the way. Only 4 points scored through the first 5 ends, and the 3 for Dacey of Nova Scotia opened things up. Howard came
How many
back
bumps it take him
after
to
a
get
blank
shot rock?
to get 2 and get back to within 1
He's
at
got to bump it twice
5-4
to get shot
as
rock,
we play
right? Sure.
9.
That's what Mark was calling the whole way.
Peter Corkum coming down to take a look. He is their coach. He did skip Nova Scotia's entry into the 1992, 93, and 2003 Canadian seniors. So he certainly has some experience.
Both your heads.
He's also been in 3 Briers, so what he has to say will be worth listening to.
Freeze, but try to tap it so it goes to here and just loosen that 7 up a little bit. If you sat here, if you ended up right there, and the 7 just, well, it's not going to squirm far, but if you got this back enough that we could angle the shooter onto the 7, same shot.
Well, I hit back 12.
Yeah, okay. Less weight. T-line, back 4. Well, T-line's good. Just corner freeze.
Little bumps, okay.
No real change
The
in
angle,
shot
that's
from the
important,
first thing that Mark thought about in the first place.
I don't know. Would you be happier with guard? I'm okay with guard.
Whatever you want.
Tight guard.
Changing his mind now.
After the meeting, they
It's hanging pretty straight
had a
here
look from the
for a long
other
time.
end again. Bruce Lonis feels more comfortable throwing a guard, it would appear.
Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. How's the weight?
Halfway tight.
Whoa! Queen!
Let it curl, guys. Let it curl.
Whoa! Queen! Whoa!
Tight.
Whoa!
This is a little bit over to you kind of strategy. Want to see what Russ will do.
Bring it right in. Guard! Whoa! 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 Good.
Even though they called the guard, he wound up throwing the original called shot.
That's the best.
Newfoundland and Labrador. That's Brad Gushu at 7 and 2.
They don't have any room.
Looking to lock up a playoff spot. Final stone for Daniel LaFleur. Facing 1 or 2. Gets 2.
I didn't think it was by.
So it's all tied up coming home between
I got to
Quebec
throw this pretty long.
and Newfoundland Labrador.
Right? Okay.
And for Russ Howard, what he would like to do is throw a long guard, make it very difficult for the Dacey team to score more than 1. He's fine with the force
Halfway to tight.
to 1. That would be 2 points coming home with last rock. He's been able to score 2 points
Let
today.
it die.
Would like to do so again. It's about holding Dacey to 1.
Howard got his 2 in the 8th.
Whoa! That's fine. Whoa!
What does that leave Dacey now?
Well, for Dacey, he gets rid of all the front stones so that he might have a shot somehow to score a couple points, and I can see how.
Do a
But he
little
needs to clear the front.
rearranging, but he has to open up the front.
He does.
For 3? Probably. Yeah, can you bring it next one deeper? Or where do you put it though?
Just off nose, and both of those red stones go.
I can't even jiggle them.
Can you hit?
Oh, I see deeper there. That's a tough card, Mark.
Whoa! Whoa! Wow! Right up! Ah!
Wow.
Get up! Get up! Ah!
Okay.
Still a little too much traffic out in front for Dacey's liking as a result there. So the final stone to come now from Howard, and one more from Mark Dacey for Nova Scotia.
Go too deep, he'll just run this one in. Nah.
Think I can get in there, can I?
Oh, it'll go that far. I think we got a guard and hope. Either one's going to be for 3.
Yeah, same guard.
Yeah.
So Howard will play the same shot.
And he talks about the hope. There is certainly a shot for Mark Dacey for multiple points, but it's off very long guards. And he needs to leave him something.
I know.
And what he's talking about the run-in,
but that's laser eye
when Mark
surgery,
Dacey
because
hits
if I roll too far,
this one
I
to
get the
here,
invisible one.
that comes here.
The last.
And the red ones leave the house, but he needs to make
The
that
last.
great shot, but it's certainly there for 3. The only way that Russ can block it is throwing a long guard, and then Mark Dacey will have to choose either of 2 long guards to drive back into the pile.
Hard, hard. Hard.
Howard's
Hi,
final
guys.
stone in 9.
Hard. Whoa, clean, clean. Clean, clean. Whoa.
And that's a long guard.
It's an interesting house as you look at it. Howard has put a guard out in front of what is a Nova Scotia counter sitting on the button there, covering part of the Nokia sign. So it's over to you.
Sideways.
And
that's
from Howard to Dacey. Let's see what you can do now.
Huh? They're hard guards.
Oh, I know.
You're all over the yellow one until the last foot.
Yeah. The hair lass.
It's an easier call for you, eh?
Certainly a potential game-ending shot here if Mark Dacey is able to make this for 3. Driving this straight back into the pile and hoping that red pops, red pops.
Yeah. There's danger here, though, too, isn't there?
Not a whole lot because of the way that the backstones are placed. John, yellow probably drives onto there. And the risk and reward, the reward is huge.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Final rock, 9th end. Mark Dacey has made spectacular shots this week. He looks for one more here. Yellow onto yellow.
Nice try. But it
And
will
they'll
be
give up
one.
a steal of 1. So there's risk and reward. There was the danger I was asking about.
But the risk to give up 1 tied up with last rock. If he makes this, John, it is for 3, and that's the game. But instead, we have a tie.
And Dacey will have the hammer coming home, giving up a steal of 1 to get things back to even with Russ Howard.
Bye, guys. Hey, Grandma, Mom's gone.
McCain Deep and Delicious Cakes. So chocolatey and moist, with a resealable dome that keeps it fresh tasting, slice after slice.
Hi, I'm back. I just forgot my keys. Nice lunch, guys.
McCain Deep and Delicious Cakes, the treat that's simply irresistible.
What's the right moment? Being able to respond to your partner when you want to might be the difference between the right moment and an awkward moment. If you suffer from erectile dysfunction, a variety of treatments are available. Ask your doctor which treatment options are appropriate for you. When the moment is right, will you be ready?
They say football is a game of inches. I wish we had inches.
The Scott Tournament of Hearts, proud sponsor of women's curling for 23 years.
You have the ultimate power to look better, to be stronger, to redefine your body and yourself. Introducing the Bowflex Ultimate. Possibly the best home fitness machine ever made.
In as little as 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week, you can get real results that can change your entire body. With over 90 health club quality exercises and up to 410 pounds of resistance, it's like having an entire gym in your home. Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. Own the new Bowflex Ultimate with no money down and monthly payments lower than many health club dues. Call and ask for a free video and brochure, and check out the entire Bowflex lineup, or visit us on the web at bowflexultimate.com today. The new Bowflex for ultimate results.
I have brown hair. I'll be in a black dress. How will I know you?
I'm 5'11" with graying, no, salt and pepper. With brown hair.
Just for Men hair color rejuvenates hair. It's vitamin enriched. In 5 easy minutes, gray is shampooed away. It brings back a confident, natural look.
You look exactly like I imagined.
So, where do we go from here?
Your PC or mine?
Just for Men, the Rejuvenator.
Starting today, your eyes can breathe a whole lot easier. Now there are night and day lenses. The most breathable soft contact lenses ever made. Night and day lenses, made from a revolutionary material that allows 6 times more oxygen into your eye than the leading soft lenses. So breathable, you can even sleep in them. They're approved by the FDA for continuous wear for up to 30 nights and days. Ask your eye care professional about night and day lenses. So breathable, the difference is night and day.
The 2004 Nokia Brier on TSN is brought to you by Ford, built for life in Canada. By Karcher, you'll look for things to clean. And by Nokia, official wireless phone of the Season of Champions.
And we couldn't ask for much more than this. It's a 5-5 tie coming home. Two-time Brier and world champion Russ Howard against Nova Scotia's Mark Dacey, the runner-up in the Brier 1 year ago in Halifax. Dacey has the hammer as we play 10.
Just clean,
When we go back to that last shot about risk and reward, John, Mark Dacey knew that he may give up a point, but he was prepared to risk it because if he does that, he has last rock coming home, and that is something that most skips and teams would prefer.
To be one up, coming home, and that's where Dacey is. Knocking off Randy Furby yesterday when Nedwin had problems with his last rock in the meeting between Nova Scotia and Alberta. That ended the 23-game win streak for the Albertans.
If you're not missing it, hit that.
And puts Dacey in top
Not all
spot
bad.
at 8-1, tied with Alberta, but as it stands right now, mathematically ahead of the Albertans if they did finish in a tie for top place in the standings because of the win yesterday.
Yep. Yep. Pretty good. Yep. Yep.
For Mark Dacey,
Hard,
cannot
you gotta go
remove
hard.
these stones from the free
You gotta
guard
go hard.
zone, but he can move them around, and
Gotta
that's
go
what
real
he's
hard.
doing.
Hard, hard
Or
on the
rather
shooter.
asking.
Hard. Not bad at all.
Wrapping up one other game, 10th end on sheet C next door. This could be the final shot of the morning. Quebec facing 3 with Newfoundland on having the hammer. So Gushu with the hammer here, and spill out there. So Newfoundland and Labrador getting 2 for a 10-8 victory, and that improves Gushu's record to 8-2 as the handshakes are complete down there.
Halfway. Weight's pretty good.
Wow. Line's good.
So one game to decide. The winner
Right there.
still to come on sheet B. So the standings look like this. Up to the second with Newfoundland and Labrador playing Alberta in the final game. For the guys from the Rock, they are at 8-2.
And lots still to happen today with Jay Peachy to play 2 games. Newfoundland and Labrador to take on Randy Furby. Be lots of movement at the top of the board just yet.
Same shot, Mark. That was
And to finish off 10, John, what we will continue to see is Mark Dacey trying to remove as many stones as he can, and for Russ Howard, trying to find a way to steal. And he's just throwing a pile of guards in front of the house.
So at the very worst for Newfoundland, as you see in the background, just heading off toward the dressing rooms. At the very worst, a tiebreaker there with a record of 8-2.
That win for them was very important this morning.
Just clean it, Margaret.
All there. Well, if you can, it's overbending. Well. Set.
Mark Dacey at 79% through 9 ends.
Some pretty okay numbers, much higher for the Howard team when we see Grant Otashot 90% and the rest of the team in 80s. It really has been about the 3 that was stolen, and that's how we got ourselves into a little bit up and down game. And the biggest story, I think, today, John, has been the degree of difficulty and the spectacular shot making by Mark Dacey and Russ Howard.
And Russ Howard really just wants that one shot back. The draw that came up just a little shy in the end that he gave up the 3 points in. And that allowed Dacey the chance to steal.
You bet. Russ Howard making a lot more shots in the second half of the game. His numbers improving dramatically.
James Grattan.
Well, mine's fine. Well, a lot of weight. Well. Yeah.
1.
Howard looking to set up the steal one way or another.
And Mark trying to figure out how to remove at least 2 of those guards on this next shot.
Double red. You roll, Andy, all the way.
Yeah. Dacey obviously thinking of keeping it open so he has the opportunity to throw that last stone for the win at 5-5 as they stand right now.
And in this sport called curling, there's always a shot, but for Mark Dacey, he'd like it to be easier.
Yeah, hard! Hard! Hard!
Bruce Lonis.
Whoa! 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 Again.
Mission accomplished there. It's a little more open in front with the Red Rocks missing there.
Make it good, guys.
What do you guys think?
That.
I just took more.
Hard! Hard line!
Wait there!
Hard line!
Wait there!
Final
Whoa,
stone
lots of weight!
10 for New Brunswick third, James
Lots
Grattan.
of weight! Back 8! No!
The wick.
Anywhere high, top of the house.
Too much, too much.
Well, at the end, Russ tried to
too
play
much.
the tick, John. Too little, too late. But for James, a huge, huge error.
They called for the tick, as you heard, hoping to get it over onto the redstone in the 12. And
I should have got on it.
Ooh, geez, I thought I was. I can't believe that slid there.
Mine smudged and schooled everybody.
Sorry. Yeah, we should have a little but still.
5-5 coming home, New Brunswick at 7-2. Mark Dacey, Nova Scotia at 8-1.
Bruce Lonis trying the double peel.
Yep. Hard! Hard!
Open up the front.
Hard! Hard! You gotta go hard.
Skips rocks
Right
to
up.
come after this. Just one guy.
All right. It's not giving enough ice there. Has to be. Okay, try it.
Give me the 4 rock.
He has the guards that he needs.
Now what? What are you thinking?
Confirming the draw weight. Had a chance on James, but without Nova Scotia making that double peel.
Too much.
Chance now for Russ Howard to get into the 4-foot and make it very difficult for Mark Dacey.
8 1/4. I'll try to get it there for you and let it die.
Ready for Skip Stones here in 10 in a 5-5 game. New Brunswick's Russ Howard goes first.
Hard, real hard. Hard! 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 Hurry, guys! Hard! Hurry!
Does he have what he needs? An extra pressure comes out. James Grattan helping out a shot, and look out. Well played.
I bet that was more like 60.
59.
Yeah, the 51 doesn't make it.
Great
Didn't
weight.
bend again.
And I took the cutter, too.
Great brushing by all 3 players.
I threw 60 there.
Yeah.
Make it.
Great weight.
I
Just
throw
didn't have the
51,
finish. You
same
saw
spot.
how much room he had by the guard.
Too open when it comes to rest.
I never said that.
No, I know.
He's a screamer. Help! Crowd got behind him a little bit on that one, John.
On this one?
Throw the weight there on your own and let it curl.
Yeah.
It's been a tough morning for these two in particular. So to come, the first of
Like to hit it
two
close
from
to the nose, maybe
Mark
not right on
Dacey.
the nose, but you know, nothing.
Closer Mark can get to the nose, the tougher it makes for Russ Howard.
Playing 10 in a 5-5.
Whoa,
Showdown between Nova Scotia and New Brunswick.
Right off. Oh! You're not on it. Nothing yet. You're not on it.
Dacey has made some spectacular shots over the last couple of days. Is this one more? Surely won't hang around.
Wait. Still love that though. And out.
Well, watch Mark coming out of the hack, usually pretty to watch, but you can see that last motion out. That means
All right,
that
pretty
rock
bad
is moving away from the stick before it has a chance, and he knows.
Seemed almost to be a little off balance on that delivery. Shooter is
I
gone.
don't think I got him out. I was leaving myself a reasonable shot.
Yeah. So Howard gets a chance to put one more in place.
And to make it a little bit better.
8 1/2 I threw there.
8 1/2.
Mine's good. Oh, right out.
53 split.
Weight's good.
Final stone for Russ Howard in the 10th.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, for
Whoa! Whoa!
Should be about 14 to 14 and a half.
Smudge. Smudge. Whoa! Whoa! Smudge.
No brushing required. A little deep behind the line. So that'll give Dacey a little backing should he choose.
And the smudge he talked about is that often in the latter part of the game, the sliding path from all the traffic of the curlers going over it will get a little soft and grab and dig.
Close.
Yeah. Whoever catches any smudge, you're perfect.
Well, why wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's on the dead center.
Great drop.
So the final stone to come now for Mark Dacey. One loss
That's
all
great
week.
draw, Rob. T-line weight.
He has won 7 in a row. And Dacey looks to make it 8 straight with his final shot in 10. This for the overall lead in the 2004 Brier.
50.
Heavy.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Back 8.
Heavy.
At 9 wins and only 1 loss, Mark Dacey's final stone for Nova Scotia
We saw the numbers for Russ, 13.5, 14. Numbers are much higher. It's about the line.
Does he have it? Yes, he does. Right on the money. The kid from Saskatoon comes through with his 8th win in a row. Dacey now skipping for Nova Scotia. But this is where he grew up, on the prairies and not far from Sask Place in Saskatoon.
Great shot. It has been about 2 great skips, and yes, I won this outing, Russ Howard.
Mark Dacey moves into the overall lead at the Brier after 15 draws.
Hurry! 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 Come on! Hurry hard! Hurry, hurry, hurry! Hurry!
That restaurant I'm taking you to? Whoa, fancy. Oh, yeah? But I always say, if it don't fit between 2 pieces of bread, it ain't fit to eat. And I'm not just a driver, eh? I delivered a baby 2 days ago right where you're sitting. So you're probably meeting some fancy lawyer boyfriend who sniffs a cork before he sends back his beer for having the wrong kind of bubbles? Hey, get a load of this guy. Wouldn't be caught dead in that. Wait, I missed a turnoff. But I can circle around, don't worry. I know the city like the back of the car in front of me.
1 Advil. For today's tough pain, 1 is often enough. Also in extra strength.
Good talking to you.
You have the ultimate power to look better, to be stronger, to redefine your body and yourself. Introducing the Bowflex Ultimate. Quite possibly the best home fitness machine ever made. In as little as 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week, you can get real results that can change your entire body. With over 90 health club quality exercises and up to 410 pounds of resistance, it's like having an entire gym in your home. Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. Own the new Bowflex Ultimate with no money down and monthly payments lower than many health club dues. Call and ask for a free video and brochure, and check out the entire Bowflex lineup, or visit us on the web at bowflexultimate.com today. The new Bowflex for ultimate results.
Hi, I'm Keith Hernandez.
And I'm Walt Clyde Frazier.
What a marvelous night for the action.
Let's go to the play-by-play.
Oh, there's Mr. Graybeard approaching Miss Hottie. Oh, no.
Rejected.
Clyde, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, no play for Mr. Gray. Get that man our Just for Men Brush In Color Gel.
It's specially formulated to penetrate coarse facial hair and gets rid of gray in 5 easy minutes.
Gets rid of strikeouts, too. Just for Men Gel. The Rejuvenator.
When you drive, it pays to see what's ahead. That's why you need new wiper blades from ANCO. In bad weather, ANCO's exclusive design scoops water up and clears it away. That's one reason more drivers trust ANCO than any other brand. See, there is a difference. ANCO, the clearest choice in wiper blades.
Back pain. It can affect more than your back. New Robax Platinum, a special combination of 2 active ingredients. One to relieve back pain, the other to relax tense back muscles. New Robax Platinum, helping you walk away from back pain.
Time now for the TSN Turning Points, brought to you by Carlson Wagon Lee.
And John, this was a game we could have chosen so many shots because there was example after example by Mark Dacey and Russ Howard, but when it comes into a tie coming home and you have to make a big shot, Mark Dacey has been the man this week that has made them time and time again. And no bigger than this one against Russ Howard. Last shot needs to get to the 4-foot.
And Dacey for the win.
What he does.
A cash donation will be made to the Canadian Coaching Association for the training and development of coaches in amateur sport. On behalf of TSN and Carlson Wagon Lee, Royal Caribbean International. The playoff picture gets a little bit clearer as a result. Nova Scotia moves to the top of the heap, but first place is not clinched. Alberta, with 2 games to go, can still have a say there. Newfoundland and Labrador grabbing a playoff spot to move to 8-2, and this game will decide, or at least it could decide, the 4 playoff teams. If Russ Howard beats Jay Peachy in our feature match this afternoon, the 4 playoff teams are decided, Kat.
They are, and Jay Peachy knows that he controls his own destiny by 2 wins. That's where you want to be, and what a show we had today.
It was close all morning long. Breakfast at the Brier, a true treat today. It's a presentation of TSN, Canada's sports leader.
This Sports Center special report is brought to you by the new Bowflex Extreme. The new Bowflex Extreme has arrived.
Hello again from the Sports Center newsroom. I'm Rod Smith. Of course, the big news of the day coming in the National Hockey League with Vancouver Canucks forward Todd Bertuzzi suspended